we have with us Dr. Ajay Kushwaha sir, who is working as an associate professor and research guide in School of Computer Science and IT, Jain deemed to be University, Bangalore, since 2020. He is also associated with iNurture Education Solutions Private Limited as an educational consultant for curriculum and pedagogy development. He has more than 13 years of rich academic and research experience from state and private universities like RTM University, Nagpur, Gondwana University, Gadchiroli, and LPU University. He successfully guided one PhD scholar, and now there are 3 scholars from Jain deemed to be University and 2 scholars from scholars as a co-guide from Lovely Professional University are working. His area of research includes networking, software engineering, cybersecurity, and forensics. His research thrust areas include blockchain, IoT, and cloud implementation. He published 3 patents and 1 patent communicated for final grant. He is also He is lifetime member of Indian Science Congress, IAENG, Hong Kong. Also hold membership of IAENG for Society of AI, Computer Science, Data Mining, and Software Engineering. He works as an editor, guest editor, and reviewer for more than 12 Scopus UGC listed or peer-reviewed international journals. He published more than 32 national and international research paper publication in conferences, journals in Scopus UGC listed or peer-reviewed journals. He co-authored 7 books and news magazine articles at national and international publication repute. He conducted more than 30 refresher courses, FDPs, seminars, webinar, workshop, technical session with reputed colleges and universities, UGC, HRDC across country on e-content development, pedagogy, innovative, engaging content, creation and assessment techniques. Also conducted on cybersecurity, ethical hacking, and other related domains. He completed several MOOCs courses from reputed platforms like LinkedIn, Learning, Coursera, Ellison, Udemy. Hello. Hello.
Hi, yes, sir.
Hello.
Audible, please.
Okay, sir. He is contributing to open learning by creating content for YouTube social media. So, dear participants, today we have very eminent scientists as well as academicians with us, and it's our pleasure to invite Dr. Ajay Kushwaha sir for this PhD coursework. Dear sir, there are 46 participants are there, and they are from 5 different subjects, particularly botany, zoology, chemistry, physics, and mathematics, and all from our Science College Nanded. So on behalf of all the participants, on behalf of Research Committee Science College Nanded, I welcome you for this today's session. And now I request Dr. Kushwaha sir to start his presentation. Kushwaha sir.
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much, sir, for the invitation. Dear participant, I like to thank the entire Science College Nanded and the entire society people for this wonderful opportunity. Before we begin, I hope English is fine. Somewhere if you require, we can communicate in other language also. Hindi Marathi is also familiar for me. So in any certain cases, when it comes to a very important and critical subject in research, and if it is, we talk about the ethics part, where UGC has very strictly implemented that ethics and ethical practices, ethical awareness is important in PhD coursework as a mandate in 2019. And we have seen a lot of what we called the variations, a lot of things which happened from the day-to-day update when we see UGC, when we see UGC approved journals, then UGC Care came into picture, where Uni Pune along with association, has set up a very important body which maintains and regulate the publications and all. When we have recently saw one news that UGC has removed the mandate part of doing the publication for your research work. What these all things are means it's very important being a researcher, being a teacher, or being anyone who are associated directly or indirectly to our education field, because today we are drastically moving from our so long educational system, which is now started changing from NEP, what we talk more about in which is started from 2020, the base established. So it becomes a very important and mandate in that respect. So there are a lot of things that we need to cover for the entire part. Even if we are not able to cover some of the part, I request and I actually want everyone to please contribute and try to put some of your inputs which are very important in the entire sessions. If possible, we will try to also discuss on various different issues in publication. Anyhow, you will be having different sessions on how the publication to be done, how the things, that is removal of flag and all, has to be done. That is fine, but still I feel that whenever we basically take ourselves into a situation that if I am a if I'm a what we call a teacher or a professor, or if I'm doing a PhD, what are the things need to be covered? So there are certain things that we are going to talk and we are going to discuss. I feel that we all will be together and try to understand that how things will work. So everyone should be able to contribute, and I want everyone to be there. I hope I'm clear. Uh, so I think someone is there. Okay. So if you want to mute anytime, please unmute yourself and you can ask. There is so if you're in this profession, when you are going, it should be in such a way that we all are very much fond of, because this is what something which is very important also in our career. So let me start my presentation and please confirm whether you are able to see the presentation or not. So I will ask certain we make the presentation, or we make something which should be very much interactive form, because if we are conducting a long session, so I feel that everyone should be able to input their values and try to understand what we are actually talking about. So I hope the screen is visible to everyone.
Oh.
Okay, I request someone to please mute. Dr. Vishal sir?
Yes, sir.
Someone
One
is...
minute, sir. Ganesh.
Okay.
Ganesh, please mute yourself. Ganesh.
Okay.
1 minute, I will call him. Okay.
No issue. Thanks. So what happened now? This topic or this an entire debate is in such a way that there are a lot of things that we try to push up, because talking about COPE, talking about any other publication media, citation media, and all that, you may always have these things whenever you go for any sort of seminars or webinars or not. But when we are doing, how we are actually internally inbounded to understand. So the entire topics which I want to cover majorly is talking about publication ethics. What are the different things which are included, importance, do's and don'ts. We're also going to see very thoroughly, and we'll try to understand the guideline or the best practices which are set up by the COPE. WME is also there. It is something which is associated with medical things. So science people, botany, zoology, they can also be there. And also we'll try to understand certain not new, but always mandatory things like what is conflict of interest. What do you understand by misconception? How violation may happen? And one more important thing, when it comes to publication in pedatory journals and something, why and how we can actually skip. We'll try to see certain things which looks like it is original, but how it get redirected to it, because a lot of things which are happening nowadays, and this is one of the important reason also. This is one of the important reason also when we find that UGC came into picture and taken decision that okay, publication as such is not much mandatory. But what does it means? What is your opinion? That we also go and ask. So I hope everyone is there with me. So the first slide basically is something talking about the introduction part, what we understand about ethics, why ethics is very important. And we will have a very important and interesting question where I will ask you. I will try to interact with you. Please don't take it in otherwise as a common lecture. So when we interact more, we actually ensures that our connectivity and our understanding level also increases. So at the very first slide, what you are able to observe when somebody talks and somebody want to be very ethical in their things. So integrity talks about certain principles to follow. Okay. And this ethics is not only related to your publication part, please remember, or to your research part. There are various separate other things are there where ethics are very, very important. Ethics also comes with responsibility, and the people who are doing certain practices must be responsible to take care of it. I hope everyone agree. सब लोग agree होंगे, I feel. Choice. Now there is always a debate and a question which I also personally feel to ask or to give the answer. What do we feel? You have to answer, okay, when I will ask. What do you feel that is ethics is a choice? Number one. If it is a choice, then why you feel that? And if it is not a choice, then how the things are happening nowadays? Because people take a lot of things as a granted, and they try to push things in their own way, how they want. Okay, then, yeah, intentions. What are the intentions behind your practices? And when I talk about ethical practices, I mean that. Talking about, see, ethical practices, I hope you all are able to see the screen, which I am sharing. So we are actually talking on ethics part only. Ethics also try to take care of your values, the values which you carry, the value which you perceive and which is always there with you. So choice already came. Honor. Do you feel that when you are following the ethical practices, is it honor? And why why we are more focused? Why different bodies, UGC and other people talks, even any publication journal talks about ethics and all? Because we are into the profession where delivery of education is something we deal with a lot of people, and people come with trust. So in that cases, it becomes also our moral responsibility. And when you're following, we feel certain honor. Integrity should be always there. Integrity talks about different stages and steps, how you make sure that there is no such pitfall. There is no such thing which is actually lagging behind when you are going for the ethical practices. I hope our basic values about the ethics is clear, and we will try to set up a base where our discussions, our things will come in a positive way. I will try to show some of the interesting things also during the lecture that you can always go and practice. Is that clear? I hope सगळ्यांना समजलं असेल. Thank you. Ani, in case if anything which voice or something is missing, or if you want to talk in different language, or I'm free, no problem. Because when we are living in Bangalore, so most of the time we are bounded to talk in mostly in English only. It's fine. So I have a watch on your chat messages, and participant, if anything is there, please feel you can ask during the discussion and all. Okay. Thank you. Someone has answered me. Nikhil sir. Yeah. Let's move on to the next part. So I hope everyone is registered to the PhD program. All the participants, 13 and 40 participants are there, I guess. Yes, Vishal sir. Okay. Okay, no problem. Sir. Anyway, so all are registered. Okay, done. Wonderful. So this is a start. And when you are doing a coursework, it becomes very, very important and mandatory to understand these things, because this will actually carry, and it is going to sustain for a longer time. Next talks about things what we are trying to understand the things. So when you basically see and try to understand about the publication and all, first thing is that we need to understand the meaning of publication ethics. And this is very important nowadays when people talk about the publication ethics part. And you know what? Whenever there is a term called as a publication ethics, uh, we feel that when we are publishing the paper or publishing our research work to a journal. So this is a major concern where you actually showcase your work to the other people or to the world with certain different mediums. Okay, for that reason it's important. Okay, we will understand that meaning. We will also try to understand how to follow the ethical ways of publication. Now, all of you want, then please try to interact. I will try to show you what are the different ways we can follow practically also, and we will ensure that we are not losing our hope and we are not losing the things. Yeah, it's very difficult. First and important thing, whenever you try to publish anything which is your original content, it is not an easy job. The meaning, if I say easy, means what? You have to search a lot of journals. You have to ensure the quality, your structure of the paper. What you want to express is written properly. Abstract is written properly. Your keywords are very much sound, very precise, which actually can brief the entire thing. And preface are something which are the keywords, which actually ensures that your research will be actually picked when someone search the data on the internet. It is just like in search engine optimization, where people can search with a keyword and your paper must reflect to them. And when we are all doing so, this all is actually going to increase your citation. Because at this, when we have completed on our part, I remember even many of the professor will agree with me that we were not much aware talking about like citations, indexing, H index, I index, why it is important. Nowadays it become important because this is something which actually gives an approval authority that okay, whatever you have done is a good quality of research. And even by paying money, we can't get this kind of a thing. It has to be earned when your research is good. And for that, I feel that everyone, I just got the message that someone has also completed REC. You have completed your REC part. That's fine. Wonderful. So you are in the step. So how to form and all that, I will tell you all the steps. I hope everyone is agreed that, okay, before we leave this today's session, you all are agreed and you all want to make sure that you have a strong team. Team means you have a strong networking, number one. Yes, all of you agree? आय होप सगळ्यांना परमिशन आहे अनम्यूट करून बोलता येईल. कारण फक्त जर थेरॉटिकल वाचायचं असेल, इफ यू ओनली वॉन्ट टू लर्न थेरॉटिकल, आय कॅन प्रोव्हाइड ईच अँड एव्हरी नोट्स. या, someone is saying something? Okay, wonderful. So we will try to get that also, and we'll try to understand, and I will let you know that how you can make yourself more into that. If you have already done, that's good. We'll ask one by one and we'll proceed and do that. Okay, please feel free to connect me and understand. Next, very, very critical and important things which are happening nowadays is misconduct. Misconduct in the research, misconduct in any process of the research which leads to a publication is very critical nowadays. Criticality comes when we become open. Okay, so whatever we speak today, whatever things which are presented here, these are all nothing but for an educational purpose. And when you do for an educational purpose, you take a help of various different data available on internet. Okay, so when you take a help, because whatever I am taking an help and I'm just presenting in front of you, that's fine. I can mention some of the credit part and all, that works. But when you basically, or even if it is not mentioned, and if I say that, okay, this is for educational purpose, there is no any gain to be made, and we are publishing in a common license form, in a common thing, then it's fine. You can actually make sure that it will work. And things will be something that where you're not making anything credit for yourself. You are not saying that this is my work which I'm doing. when it is in a public mode. So it is the information collected from internet, presented in our way of presentation, and things are available. But the same thing when you want to do as a research part, and when you want to claim that you have done, then at that time you have to be very cautious. There, the misconduct things comes into picture. So conflict of interest, misconduct are something which actually need to be sanitized. Or learning, uplifting should be there whenever this kind of a publication misconduct need to be avoided. I'm not saying that we all are involved, but we should avoid also, because if you're not aware, there is also a problem. And you know what happened for that also, there is a punishment. I hope Sagdana samajhlo asil what we're talking. And here, I'm not here to make you into afraid of fear of the publication. No, not required. We'll also going to discuss certain important tools and techniques. I hope you will get more detail when other people will join. But I want to also tell you that, okay, what are the things that you as a researchers must have also when you are doing or carrying your research? Because when we are handling the people, our student also, when we conduct these things, we actually need to follow this all criteria. And this becomes mandatory for us. Okay. And we are talking very generic, because if I go any subject specific like computer science and all, it will not be a fruitful. Next, to realize the meanings and the way of violation of publication ethics. Now, realize that means we must be realizing, okay, what could lead to a violation for any publication ethics. Most of the website, not only COPE, not only DOIJ, not only any other the publication authorities of the media, but if you find any journal, any publication, you will find these things that, okay, how you should avoid it. But we'll try to understand from our part also. Next, it's very important to evaluate the predatory journals. Predatory journals term आहे खूप जास्त आहे आजच्या दिवशी. म्हणजे nowadays these terms are very, very popular. Clone journals concept. And you know what happened? Whenever you get this kind of an information, if somebody asks that, okay, pay some money and you publish it, it's okay for API scores, for being a lecturer, it become important. Then I feel that there should be certain other publication media also where you don't pay the money, but you get a credit for it. Like publication an article in newspaper. There is an archive is available where you can publish for free. You can start your own blog. You can publish something as an article or thing in a LinkedIn, very professional way. And when people cite it, also add a value in your research. So it doesn't mean that only go to any predatory journal and just try to pay money and publish. It is not suggested. And one more important thing, nowadays there are a lot of journals who are new coming. They don't charge any money also. They publish for free, and they try to review with some people. That's good. Publication in a conference and the proceedings is also good part, provided where the quality is going, like indexings, like Web of Science talking, Scoopus, and other part. Okay. I hope सगळ्यांना समजलं काय म्हटलं. Everyone understood? At least some motivation where I can.
Oh, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Shubhangi ma'am. So basically what happened when we are discussing, it becomes very, we don't have direct interaction. So I'm just seeing some screen and I'm talking. So it's better that if we are interacting to each other. Okay. Next, let's try to see this slide and try to understand what is the ethics. I hope just now, I talked much on the first slide, talking about ethics and all. Now, I want all of your opinion in one part, one very important part. We know ethics is integrity, moral principles. We must be very honest. We must feel honor. We must have certain choices in the ethics, whether we should go or not to go, because that is again there. Fairness is there, responsibilities are there. These are all the part. But the very important thing is that I have a question to all of you. Is ethics is a choice? What do you all feel? And don't feel that, sir, this is a subject we have started now. We have just completed our RSC. So can I be able to give the answer? It is not like that. This is certainly a question where it's a very common question. Okay, a very common question where I'm asking you about the common ethics part. You can take it in other way and just try to tell. And let's have a small interaction and debate. It's very difficult to ask everyone, how are you, who are you, what is your subject and all. I hope your respective guides, your allocation team will take care of it. But the thing is that, what do you feel? Is ethics a choice? What's your opinion? If somebody not able to unmute also, they can please try to post something in the chat also. That will also help me to get your opinion. Yeah, quickly.
No, sir, I don't think it is a choice. I think it is a norm or a standard.
Okay. Again. Okay, Nikhil sir, I take your word. Anyone else? So, okay, in the meanwhile, okay, it's not a choice. Govind sir has said that. Not a choice. And if somebody asks that, is it a choice? There is a lot of things. I think no one is coming against of the choice and all. Anyone with a different opinion? It's a responsibility, not a choice. Suraj sir has said like that. Okay, wonderful. Anything else? Anyone else? Please. Not. It should not be a choice. It should not be a choice. That's fine, Sarika ma'am. Again. Yes, sir, it's a choice, but I think so in a research, it may be principle and rules. Shubhangi ma'am, see what happened now. I will tell you one thing. Please try to understand, and it's very serious part. Even if you are stepping into the PhD program, but if we understand this very critical part now, I hope that our vision, our mindset will be clear. And whenever we do whatever in our research, I feel that this all will make ourselves very comfortable in answering. Okay, number one. If suppose it is principle and rule, now there is a second counter question from my side. Then why do you feel that UGC has removed the mandatory part of publication? Do you understand what do I mean? If UGC says that there is no mandatory to publish your research for your successful PhD process, then what does it mean? Why they do come for it? And what is the common impact of it? Ji, Pramod sir. Please feel. It's okay. See, again, I'm telling you, in a research, there is nothing wrong and nothing right. Please try to understand. Yeah, Nikita ma'am. Sorry. If you interrupt me also, I don't feel bad. It's fine. Because I am also among you. Only thing is that, okay, I might have completed a little bit earlier. And now I'm realizing that what are the things are there that we need to follow. And when we are in the first step or stepping into the research part, I don't know how you proceed. If you already have a very strong vision in mind, that's fine. But we proceed, we should be following something. So there is a lot of experience, learning comes into picture. Yeah. Anyone else? So 2 people unmuted, but they didn't speak. I don't know. I think I was talking and that was the reason no one speak. Yeah. Anyone else? Any opinion on that? Suppose if it is not a choice, then why now UGC has tried to remove and said that, okay, it's an optional, not mandatory part, if you have done the research to publish? What could be the very solid reason behind that? I hope आवाज एकदम clear है ना सगळ्यांना? Voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
हाँ,
Yes, sir.
ठीक आहे. हाँ, प्लीज बोला. सांगा मला काय. हिंदी मराठीमध्ये बोलता येईल, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही. I will try to understand. Not an issue. ओके, जरा थोडी कल्पना कशी आली असेल की चला भाऊ, जर चॉईस नसेल किंवा forget about that, then why do you feel that UGC might have made it not compulsory now? And you know what happened? If something is not compulsory, then talking about responsibility, talking about moral and ethics, these all are the very related part. Principles are actually built to ensure that people do the checklist whether they're actually following ethical practices or not. But we can't make everything as a compulsory, okay? मला आन्सर भेटत नाही anyway. Anyone would like to answer? Sorry, I will stop and ask for 1 minute. कोणाला काही सांगायचं आहे की why it has happened? No, no one is there. No idea. Nikhil sir has no idea about it. Okay, Suraj sir has said that UGC might have done to minimize incident of plagiarism or to reduce scientific misconduct, because when it is mandatory, research may go for misconduct practices. Very wonderful. Have a round of applause. Thank you, Suraj sir. I think this is how when we try to understand, we actually make it.
Sir, actually,
more.
sir, may I answer?
बोला ना. Please बोला.
Sir, actually, this is because what I guess is that because of the introduction of the ethics, research ethics, most of the universities have introduced it. So UGC might be thinking that all the research work, whatever the students are doing, so in a most ethical way they are doing it. And second thing is plagiarism, like softwares are introduced nowadays. So there is utmost check is there on research work. So this might be the two reasons that UGC is not making the research work publication compulsory. What I believe is that.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
ठीक है. Agreed. छान point है. Wonderful point taken. Next, very interesting. I would like to. I think you can read the comments of Suraj sir also. Very interestingly, and I will tell you very bit simple example. Because what happened na, nothing. If you make something complicated na, complicate केल्यावर सगळं काही नाही का पूर्ण बिघडतात. For example, मी म्हटलं compulsory करा. Otherwise, I will not accept your thesis. Or if suppose I'm not going any against of any of the guide. I will tell you other fact also. I will tell what is written in black and white, what we are actually discussing now for ethics. Number one, I feel that no one should force for anything. For example, if I force my kid to do this, he may not do. But if I realize him with different checks and means method, like sir was also talking that, okay, how to reduce. फॉर एक्झाम्पल मी कोणाला कंपल्सरी केला तुला हे करायचंच आहे आजच सबमिट कर म्हणून तर काय होईल माहिती आहे तो कुठून ना कुठून नाही का असं वे सर्च करणार की त्याला नाही का ते शॉर्टकट तरीका शोधणार अँड इन दॅट वे इट इज ऍक्च्युअली लीडिंग टू द मिसकंडक्ट अँड वेन एव्हर द मिसकंडक्ट हॅपन्स विथ लॉट ऑफ रिझन्स. Intentional misconducts are always there, but there are certain psychological pressure also. And when things comes, when UGC saw that lot of predatory journals are coming, cloned people are there, people are taking a lot of money for publication, so scholars are paying huge FT amount. You might be surprised to know there are certain researchers and the people, they are getting pressurized. And I don't know, you all are in the government university, in private also, government also, sometimes they force them to publish in SCI. आणि मला माहित आहे कारण मी बघितलंय मला माहित आहे ते लोकांचे प्राइजेस नियरली लाख रुपीज दे यूज टू चार्ज फॉर वन पेपर टू गेट पब्लिश. So this is very critical. It is not only the psychological pressure on the researcher, but also it is a very, very critical factor of misconduct which is followed. And here it is not only what we say scholar is blamed or a scholar is responsible. His guide also plays a vital role. The entire system plays a vital role. Again, system means, again, I'm talking about directly to the UGC part. And the lot of people who have opened their shops as a business, they are also playing a vital role. So, जेव्हा आपण कोपची बात करणार, जेव्हा आपण अदर ऑर्गनायझेशनची, त्यांच्यासाठी पण UGC ने मॅन्डेटरी रूल सेटअप केलेला आहे. फॉर देम ऑल्सो इट इज सेटअप दॅट यू, इफ यू आर as a journal, you must also follow the entire rules and regulations. Chan answer doganche. I hope so. Now, if I say here, it is a choice, then you can think in a different way. म्हणजे आपलं बघण्याचा नजरिया जर चेंज केला ना, तर कसं होईल की ऑटोमॅटिकली मॉरल इन्क्रीज होईल. ऑटोमॅटिकली तुम्हाला असं वाटेल की नाही बा मी रिस्पॉन्सिबल आहे, मला नाही का काहीतरी माझ्या स्वतःच्या अंदर प्रिन्सिपल डेव्हलप होईल आणि मी जाऊन एथिकल प्रॅक्टिसेस फॉलो करून मी रिसर्च करायला प्रयत्न करणार. अँड दॅट वर्क्स, दॅट्स फाईन. आय होप सगळे एग्री झाले असेल. ॲटलिस्ट what I'm trying to tell you, you might be agreed upon it. So frankly speaking, in a nutshell, if I want to say, please remember one thing: best practices, ethical practices of writing, or even ethical practice of conducting the classes, making yourself feel like that, okay, you are not pressurized or you are pressurizing. There will be side effects and there will be positive side. We give a lot of examples of IITs, IIM, correct? As a teacher, because their professors are very good. They retain there for long years. Long years म्हणजे कसं माहिती का, एक professor join झाले. Forget about the granted colleges where all are approved professors, they will be there. But imagine that certain professors we are doing beyond good quality of job, and they're doing a lot of what we call the best things, developing or doing the research, patent, grant, and other part. Lot of what we call project and all coming. Please remember one thing which has happened very importantly, because they are not bounded to do. They conduct the classes accordingly. They do the things accordingly, but they are not bounded. They are not restricted. And imagine and try to see the colleges and some other setups. I'm not taking any names, but I'm telling you what is happening in the fact. There might be some private teachers. They are bounded to take 20-23 lectures. They do these, that work. And we still go and expect that, okay, you have to do very ethical things and all. This becomes something which is very contradictory to the part. And when this all thing happened, our main focus of ethical practices goes. Good conduct of research is not available. And that's what the reason this is very important. And when we let free people to do, they automatically learn that how we can do very effectively for it. For example, आता तुम्ही बघितलं असेल, because of NAC, because of other different accreditation bodies, we force people to publish the paper. I hope सगळ्यांना हे confirm असेल. Irrespective whether you are not a researcher, whether you are any part of it. And समजा काय होईल त्याच्यात, लोक कॉन्टॅक्ट करणार पब्लिकेशन साठी कोणाला तरी पकडून पब्लिश करून, नाही का, आपले कसे तरी पॉइंट्स API स्कोर जमा करणार आणि इंटेन्शनली वी आर गोइंग फॉर दॅट. It's fine, it is increasing it, but when it comes to your morality, when it's come to practices, then we are losing part of it. And you know what happened? That is what the major reason when we see that most of our patent research published, they are not converted from publication to grant. It's very, very rare. It's in single digit percentage where the proposal submitted as a publication, that is patent publication, goes for granting. And grant is a final step where your idea is materialized and now your product is ready. That could be a very innovative for anyone, for any society, what you make, and it actually adds a value in your life. That is one part. Somebody want to say something? हाँ बोला. Okay, I think someone has unmuted. Anyway, please don't unmute if you are not talking. It's fine. Otherwise, what happened? I become very eager to see, okay, what you want to ask and something like that. Okay, so this is all what, and we break the link. I guess we all are now on a common platform, understood, and why we are actually conducting, and why it is very important also. Because when we say, okay, now UGC has introduced the ethics or the publication ethics, this might have actually made the UGC to remove the mandatory part of publication. Even I feel that is not a correct answer in my case. You know what? I introduced something. I asked that all of you should go and learn the ethical practices and you should practice and do. Is it really people will go and do like that? Suppose I said like that and suddenly I'm saying that, okay, after that you publish 3 papers. Then again, what? We contradict what we said. So ethical practices are something which has to be very seriously undertaken, not only by the scholar. Again, I'm telling you, repeating the part, not only by the scholar, but also very importantly by the journals. आता एक simple example सांगतो. I hope, Acha, just tell me one thing. All are teachers here? Everyone is teacher or doing the job? Or someone who is not doing job, but they have joined as a PhD program after their masters? A small answer can I get?
So after masters, sir, I have joined.
Okay. Acha, Nikhil sir, you joined after masters, so you're not teaching anywhere, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So Nikhil, may I know that what is your reason for coming into the PhD program? Sorry if I'm not hurting your sentiment. I just want to know because this is something now where NEP also talks about it, that how the research can be taken into next level. A lot of things are there. Yeah. Tell me.
Basically, I was interested both in multi-subject like physics and mathematics.
Mhm.
So now I have considered one of the topics. So that's why I was getting guidance earlier only. So I
Okay.
was
So you were clear when you were there from early part also that you are getting and you want to come into. So your field area is multidisciplinary, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So it include chemistry and physics.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Good. Anyone else? I hope everyone is there from the background same. सगळे म्हणजे आपल्या टीचिंग फॅकल्टी मधून असणार. Okay, please don't feel offended. Okay, I'm not going to say anything because we all are from the same background and we are not criticizing anyone. आपण कोणाला कसं क्रिटिसाइज वगैरे करायचं नाहीये. फक्त एवढंच की थोडंसं एक अंडरस्टँडिंग डेव्हलप होतं की ओके कोणत्या लेवलमध्ये आहे. पुष्कळ लोक जेव्हा आम्ही विचारतो वेन एव्हर द स्टुडंट कम टू अस फॉर आस्किंग फॉर गाईडशिप, then also we ask that okay, why do you want to do? So many teachers when they come now, there is a very common problem and it is not like that ki okay, I'm not a good researcher or I'm just coming for my interest. Most of the time they directly say, sir, it becomes mandatory because I'm doing a private job and if I don't complete my doctorate, I may not get good salary or I will not be increase my up level. So that is one of the reason which I'm joining. And this is what something now it becomes serious now. I hope in near future you may feel, I wish that okay, if somebody is doing some extraordinary work without having the degree and all, if you see this wording now, you will come to know that NEP also talks about it. Not much formal education, suddenly people are getting the degree also, because doctorate degree is something talking about the people who have become masters of a particular part. They are called, they should be given a doctorate degree. That is what something is there. No, after masters we have joined. Okay, wonderful. So that's great. And yeah, Subhash sir, you have to say something. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Sorry, I'm taking longer time in here because this is what the basic core responsibility given for today's session, to make you clear and to make you very precise in understanding about the ethics and all. And rest all will become just a small incident to cover up and complete the part. That will not be much of the part of it. Now, let's talk about. I hope you are able to see one diagram sketch. Something written ethical research, where we find that okay, you are a responsible, you have to go for research with responsibility and innovation, and you got a very visionary focus of research and integrity. Are you able to see here? सब लोग देख रहे हैं image को?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and see now when you see the other part where you find one of the person holding the values, talking about the values, talking about the research consequences, where he was trying to link with the academia and industry. Because what happened now, these are the buzzwords or the keyword you will find people are using multiple time when they are doing this sort of things. Okay, correct now? And what happened now, there will be a lot of what we called inner understanding is required when we're talking. Now, if somebody says that, okay, there is a lot of gap between industry and academia, why it is so? Because we are not communicating. We are not understanding what is the requirement the current industry is there. And forget about, I come from the computer background. I know that from every 6 months, a syllabus need to be upgraded. People may not agree. Many people feel that, okay, why only 6 months? After 3 years should be done. So there is some flexibility in the private universities and all that. After 6 months, they can go and search for improvement. Colleges, researchers has to go and do the research. They think that which technology is going to come, how it is going to impact. A lot of brainstorming has to be done, and then the things has to be decided. In the same way, when you do the research, you have to think of all these different values. What value you are going to generate when your research is complete? A value in terms of some outcomes, you can say. Outcome is that when I do this research, I will help some farmers for their upliftment. I will help one society, one community. In that way, I'm talking. I will innovate. I will make a very minor contribution, minimum contribution, maximum contribution to the existing topics or the subject. In that way, it has to be done. Okay? समझला ना सगळ्यांना? I hope understood. I hope English is clear. I'm not very much fast. ठीक आहे ना? Okay, thank you. Oh, sorry. Many people are responding in the chat. So when I want to see a lot of windows. Okay, sorry, I didn't heard. There is something not clear. Okay, wonderful. So now, listen, I was talking about it. Actually, what happened when we see this thing, as per UGC guideline, which was released on August 2019, UGC has made a certain ethical practices to be followed by the members who are involved in publication process. People who are involved in publication process are supposed to be follow the different guidelines. Please remember. And it has also been made compulsory. Now you see now somebody also was talking, sir, it has made compulsory for us to learn ethical practices or publication ethics and all. That's why we are learning. But fact is that it was understood that when we are becoming a researcher, because still masters now, it looked like it looks very similar. I'm going to my college, I'm filling the form, I'm appearing for a semester exam, second semester. After consolidation, I get the degree. But research or a PhD is not like this course. And if in any case, it has been done like that till now, that is a very disaster part of it. And that is what the reason we must understand and how we have to do that. Okay. Next. So how many people or which are the people who may be involved in the publication process? सगळ्यांना माहित असेल तरी सांगत आहोत. Authors, very important. Major thing lies on the authors, and authors are not only those authors who are scholars. I want to give very serious examples where not only the author but the guides were also into the trouble when some misconduct, unethical practices followed during the PhD work, where the author has actually put the name of the student and the name of the guide, and the guide has not able to verify it properly. It was published after a couple of years, recently after back 1 or 2 years back, the case come into picture where the original authors from someone from other country claim that exactly all the particular data and claims what is made in the publication was actually copied from me. And now the case after long year get opened and both the people got into trouble. समजलं तुम्हाला मी काय म्हणत आहोत? Because that is what the reason we must be very cautious. And I feel as a research guide also, we must be very cautious when our scholars are publishing something. And don't worry, it's very difficult. We can't be expert in every subject, but still we may have scholars. For you also, there are some tips are there that we must always follow. Please, if I am forgetting that, please ask me. I will explain that also during our other part of the lecture. Next, journal editors. Very importantly, तुम्हाला माहित आहे, I hope how many people, because since here I feel majority of our students are actually joined, means after masters they have joined for the program, that is the PhD program. I feel this is what the scenario, because only 2 or 3 people have answered me. If you find any other people, anyone who is a teacher existingly tried for publication, if not, then fine. I will continue with my example. I will tell you one thing. See, first reason why people approach for any shortcut for publication. There might be 2 reasons. One, they don't have the proper content or their topics or their paper is ready. Second, many of the very serious people who have actually worked hard and they have tried to send their quality papers in quality journals, like publication bodies like Elsevier is there, Thomas and Reuters are there, okay, Springer is there, Springer Nature of Science is also there, and these are all the various big bodies. IGI Global is there. Earlier, there was Hindawi was there. Hindawi recently, there was a case where Hindawi publications were stopped because of the malpractices. I was actually telling you about the people used to pay lakh rupees for one paper. And because of that, when the case was opened, most of the publications and things get again re-scrutinized. And this can happen anytime. So these are the big bodies who take multiple disciplinary papers and try to publish. And still, if you find very high quality publications which are Scopus and SCI indexing, you will find from Elsewhere, you will find from Springers and all, Thomas and Reuters, science citations papers which comes. These all papers actually require a very high quality. And I will tell you major reasons. When people try to submit the paper, journal editors takes the immediate action and they send the rejection if he find certain parameters which are not there. I raise my hand. Our paper got rejected, earlier paper got rejected 10 times in different journals. Immediately, some rejection done in 1 day, 2 day. Many rejection come in 1 month also. And whatever publications, when we try to approach, most of the publications we have tried, the publication body is a free publication body. Free means what? They don't charge any money. They can publish your article for free, but they rejected. After 10 very sad try, many people may feel that, okay, why we go there? We'll search for some alternative way. And we go and ask people, can you publish? I will pay some money and all. This is how the business started, where clone journal, predatory journals, this all comes into picture. And we have seen a lot of scams happen into it. But let's take a rollback. If you still continuously see, if you read the feedback and the comment, and when you try to improve yourself, if you are a serious researcher, I bet you don't have to pay a single penny for your publication. The only thing is that for that all purpose, you require few fundamental things in your life. Number one, you must be very sound in what you're writing. Your literature survey, what you're doing due to thorough, your entire research work after RSC must be very clear. I'm not taking the literature review part, but I will tell you my personal experience and the people's experience who are in my network. Almost more than 70% of the scholars has a very bad research literature review they have done. And that is a very serious problem, because if I'm not confident, whatever I want to propose, I want to go and build, if I have not done the literature review properly. If you don't do the literature review properly, the immediate step, the identification of problem will be very, very difficult, because you could not be confident. And when you try to build an hypothesis on that, it becomes again a serious problem for you. So when you try to build hypothesis, when you have not identified properly problems, your hypothesis will become baseless. And when you make these things, your problems are not there, your research is not properly done, whatever objectives you frame, it becomes very difficult for you to digest yourself that whatever my objectives are there, they're actually good. Okay, that may not be good, because I am not confident whatever objective I'm proposing, whether it is possible or not, whether it is thoroughly research is done or not, whether the similar kind of research has happened or not. And for that, literature review is mandatory. Otherwise, whatever you do, you propose your subtitle, you go for things, your objective setup, you will face a lot of problem in all your upcoming stages of your life of a PhD. And there, it becomes a very complicated job to what we call meet what we have written. And then we start doing misconduct of things. Then we start finding alternative ways to go on. So what I'm telling, and it's a very serious point. If you all want to note, please note down what I'm telling you, because many people will face this problem when they are in the middle, when they have already started their particular journey of the research. And if somebody says, sir, why should I wait for 1 year after my topic is clear, or I approach to my guide, then I go for topic and I submitted, I cleared my RSC. If you cleared my RSC, I would like to tell you, see, whatever done till now is a past. Please remember, don't feel that now I have not done things properly. Still, you might be having the time. Whatever the objectives you might have proposed in an RSC when you have cleared, try to ensure that you do a lot of thorough research and you try to find an alignment between what you have proposed, what you are going to do. Clear झालं सगळ्यांना? ऍटलिस्ट तुम्ही ते करा, नक्की करा. कारण मी असं बघितलं आहे शेवटपर्यंत 2-2, 3-3, 4-4 वर्ष निघून जातात आणि नाही का आपले स्कॉलर्स नाही का स्टिल दे आर इन कन्फ्युजन. Every time when they come, they don't come with the progress, they always come with the question, what they propose and how they propose. Because when RSC was near, we do something randomly, we copy paste from here and there and we go and submit. Barobar hai na, whatever I said, I hope everyone agree. Anyone guide is also there. There are might be people who know, who are actually guiding. They also can understand what is happening. Yeah. So please try to do that. That will help you. So next, authors are responsible. Sorry, मी थोडासा माझा alignment इकडे तिकडे झाला तरी चालेल, पण whatever I'm saying is very, very important to understand. Next, peer reviewers and publishers are also very much has to be taken care. So for example, if someone is a peer reviewer, you must do your job very seriously. Editors must do the job seriously if they find certain parameters. I will tell some parameters because I was also part of an editorial board of some of the journals which were earlier in the UGC, but when it removed, I didn't apply it and I was not there. But I was there in some special issues of Scopus and SCI, where I have done a lot of reviewing, where I have done a lot of editorial work also. I know what are the things we need to follow. Number one, the very straight way forward, please see your scope of the journal. सर्वात मोठा जे आपला चूक असतो ना, where we fail, we don't see the scope of the journal and we simply go and try to submit the paper. Immediately, journal editor will reject. He will not send to editor or reviewer also, he will reject. Scope means माझ्या जर्नलचा उद्देश काय आहे, कशासाठी त्या जर्नलला बनवलेला आहे आणि त्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त जे काही लिहिलेलं आहे, if I go against of it, automatically the journal editor will remove. Second important thing, very bad what happens is that your English and grammar part. Whenever we form the sentences, we feel that whatever we are writing is correct. It might be possible. I don't want to blame anyone. I'm not saying that you should always go in such a way, but most of the time it happens that we basically not take special care when the written things are there. And then there is a lagging. Number one, number two, that is second. So how to improve that? I hope you may see earlier what we used to do when we don't have some technology softwares, we used to write something, we used to print it, and we used to give to one of our good English teachers and all. They try to see the English formations, punctuation, grammar, any kind of a mistake, some syntactical mistakes, some logical mistakes which are there in the formation of sentences, where what we want to express is not clear. Proper use of what we call the vocabulary words and all that we want to correct. Nowadays, I hope everyone is aware which tool we must use. I suggest you the best tool. Best means it's good if even if you're not paying for it, please try to have a Grammarly with you. Okay, Grammarly tool. I hope सगळ्यांना समजलं असेल. I know that someone will come and give the lecture on it. That's fine. But तुमच्याकडे Grammarly हवं. समजा mostly if you find that Grammarly is not giving much of the output, then at least for 1 month or 2-3 months of your thesis writing, at the end of the what we called your research part, for example, you are about you've completed all your experiments and all, and you're going for submission. During that time, you can buy the Grammarly for 1 or 2-3 months to check. That works. Okay, Vishal sir, you want to say something? Suddenly you unmuted and you didn't say. Okay, no problem. Okay, no issue. So I hope you understand that part. Next, peer reviewers. Reviewers are very, very key and important players who actually give their judgment based on the written paper. It is understood that only the particular specified reviewers are reviewing the paper who have the knowledge and experience on the particular subject. Okay, so peer reviewers must be unbiased. I hope तुम्ही सगळ्यांनी ऐकलं असेल की blind review, double blinded review. These are the certain terms or the best practices or the ethical practices followed where the papers are sent to the reviewers without the names and all. There are two reasons for it. Number one, they don't want to reveal the difference so that the reviewer should do their job very honestly. And there should not be any biasness in the conclusion or whatever he writes for it. Next, it has been observed in certain cases where certain reviewers also try to contact the authors and they try to say that your paper has come to me for the review and you follow these things for me, I will accept your paper. It might be some monetary they may ask, but most of the time nowadays, new types of biasness or misconduct happen, like indexing, citations. So they will give the list of the papers, whether it is relevant or not, and they will ask you to include the citations irrespective whether it is logically matching the content or not. समजलं सगळ्यांना काय म्हणतो मी? At that time, you as an author, what you will take a decision? चला एक क्वेश्चन विचारूया. कारण मी एवढं बोलतो आणि मला काहीतरी उत्तर पाहिजे तुमच्याकडून. Please. So in such situation, imagine that your paper got for a very good reputed journal, index journal, and suddenly someone contacted and says that, okay, you please try to include. What you will do? Hello, सगळे आहे available? Because this is the phase where every research scholar has to go. बरोबर है कि नहीं? एग्री करता का? डू यू ऑल एग्री? सब लोग बात से सहमत
Yes,
होंगे
sir.
कि ऐसा होगा? चलो निखिल तो बोला है, निखिल सर ने बोल दिया. Anyone else? So how you will take the decision? It's very important. Will you include their citations? Because see, ethically saying no, and there are certain things where we have to adjust with the situation and scenario. You know what? Some good people is there. If suppose someone, for example, I will tell you one thing. We have seen people, I don't know, you might be all student, not be much into the research, but there are some people, we used to include our friend's name, everyone name as a co-author and all. I feel that we should not do like that. Okay. What we should do, if we ask some contribution from them, and if not, when you submit the paper, and imagine that one reviewer has given a lot of comments on you, and he says that I have done lot of publications. You can please try to refer over there. At that time, I feel that you can accept their requests and the changes humbly, and you must try to please incorporate. But if many times, if irrelevant things are there, I strongly believe don't fall into any misconduct. Try to say that, sorry, I can't go for that. And you can actually bring into the notice of the journal. Please try to remember, because in a professional world, if you are professionally sound, people will not blame anything on you. So at a certain level, we may be flexible to accept something, but we must not always be flexible to do that. Okay? सगळ्यांना agree झालं? At least समजलं काय म्हटलं मी? Because we are all going in all the entire ethics and all part. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
चला, थँक यू व्हेरी मच. सॉरी तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना ट्रबल करतो की तुम्हाला बोलायचं आहे, कारण याच्याने ऍटलीस्ट मला कन्फर्म होईल की वॉट एव्हर वी आर स्पीकिंग, वी आर मेकिंग सम सेन्स इन डुईंग. अदरवाइज इट इज जस्ट बिकमिंग अ नॉर्मल lecture where I am delivering something and you are going with something. It doesn't work. Last is a member who is involved is a publisher. Publisher is a person who has invested his in investment and he created one publication house. Like, let's take a simple example. Talk about him. Elsevier. It's a publication house. It's not a journal. It's an entire publication house, media, where a lot of different journals are there. Journal editors, so publishers समजा जर पैसे खायला लागले, जसं आता तुम्हाला एक केस सांगितलं होतं मी हिंदावीच्या. हिंदावी इज अ पब्लिकेशन हाऊस. हिंदावी पब्लिकेशन हाऊस मध्ये पुष्कळ असे जर्नल त्यांनी एक्सेप्ट केले आणि लोकांनी म्युच्युअली ऍग्री करून. आय डोंट नो वेदर द हिंदावी ऍक्च्युअली वॉज इन्क्लुडेड ऑर नॉट, but if suppose some journal are accepted and they started doing this business, taking money lakh rupees in publication by doing some small edit and all, that was a very big misconduct was happened. So publishers or publishers are also very responsible for it, irrespective whether they're involved or not. They all are responsible. I hope सगळ्यांनी समजलं की किती लोक इथे इन्व्हॉल्व होणार आणि काय होणार. So that's what the thing. Next, a very important now we'll go and see is this one. I hope this point also have talked to you, and now UGC has withdrawn the mandatory research publication before your PhD thesis submission to enhance the quality. Now, if I say that publication was removed, enhancing the quality, there is lot of confusion might be there. But thank you all of you. Many of you have cleared. I especially want to thank, I don't remember the names, but Suraj sir was there. He has given some ideas. Some people has given, Shivangi has also given the ideas where we talked about ethics. We talked about publication should not be mandatory because of certain XYZ reasons. And I guess this is going to make a very unbiased, a very strong research for our country. Because when we see as a country, we may publish thousands and lakhs of papers, but when it comes to quality, it's very hardly to count on the fingers or in the numbers, in a percentage wise. So that is a very, that is a very serious problem. Again, एक केस सांगतो तुम्हाला आणि ते खूप रेप्युटेड केस आहे. बँगलोरमध्येच एक खूप मोठा ऑर्गनायझेशन आहे. I will not take the name because of some reasons. I tried to search on the newspapers. It was almost 8 months back, 8 or 9 months. Search some research misconduct happened in Bangalore with some professors from reputed organization, and that too very reputed organizations, and that too centrally government funded organizations. Their scholars has published certain research, which was they have done lot of manipulation in the result, and the result was fabricated. I will use the term exact word of the fabrication. Fabrication means त्यांना नाही का असं तोडून मरून रिझल्ट प्रेझेंट करून आणि त्यांनी पब्लिश केलं. They got a lot of benefit because it all funded projects were there. And after a couple of years, one of the very interesting Twitter guy, again I will not take, but you have to go and search. He was a person very good in, I will tell the field, image processing field होता त्याच्यात. तो नाही का काय करायचं, तो प्रत्येक जेवढे लोक रिसर्च करतात, खूप टॉप लेवलचे रिसर्चर आहे, त्यांचे रिसर्च घेऊन तो नाही का त्यांचे स्टडी करायचा, त्यांच्या रिझल्टवर, त्यांच्या मेथडॉलॉजीवर. आणि जर त्याला काही फॅब्रिकेशन दिसलं तर तो नाही का ऍज अ विकी लीक म्हणून त्याने का जसं आपण विकी लीक म्हणतो की लोकांना एक्सपोज करतो, त्या हिशोबाने तो लोकांना एक्सपोज करायचं आणि त्याने ट्विट करून नाही का सगळ्यांना एक्सपोज केला. तिथून तो केस एकदम वरती आला आणि नंतर नाही का खूप सारे म्हणजे खूप हायलाइट झाला मीडियामध्ये केस. Are you understanding what is the very bad impact of it? So very reputed people may lose their job, may lose their dignity, and may lose what we call the respect in the society also. That is why it's very critical. आणि नाव आता कोणी जर असे कोणी असं म्हणेल किंवा कोणी रिसर्चला असं वाटत असेल की नाव देर इज नथिंग टू पब्लिश एनिथिंग बिफोर गोइंग फॉर फायनल सबमिशन, इट डझंट मीन दॅट you can simply go and copy paste and do. It's not possible. त्यांनी फक्त यासाठी मॅन्डेटरी नाही केलाय की तुम्ही लोकांनी अननेसेसरी तिथं पैसे वाया घालायचं नाही, तुम्ही त्याला ठेवायचं, पण ऍटलीस्ट तुम्ही नाही का ते काम बरोबर करायचं क्वालिटी वर्कवर. क्लिअर सगळ्यांना? काही प्रॉब्लेम? आपलं इंटरॅक्शन खूप कमी होत आहे. आय डोंट नो वेदर इट इज वर्किंग ऑर नॉट. ओके, निखिल इज ऍक्टिव्ह, शुभांगी मॅम इज ऍक्टिव्ह, Minta Shri Khande, okay, she's also there. Wonderful. I hope Because if we are little bit clear what we are doing, I think our purpose of coming and doing the part is very, very important. Thank you very much. Next, let's give some fundamental, because we don't believe much on the theory part. Sorry, mute झालो मी. If it is coming in your exams, how you will write, then we have to understand. Now question comes, what do you mean by publication ethics? So according to definitions available on internet, publication ethics are the guidelines that are developed to ensure world-class scientific publication, public's faith in scientific research. Now, please remember, words are very critical, okay? Faith, and the proper credits for author who have done the original ideas and the work. This is what called an overall publication ethic. Now, suppose सगळे म्हणतात की गाईडलाईन फॉलो करा. बरोबर आहे, कारण मला जर गाईडलाईन फॉलो करायची आहे, तर तुम्ही का माझी गाईडलाईन फॉलो करणार का अजय सरांनी गाईडलाईन दिली? होऊ शकते, कदाचित तुम्हाला एखादा पॉईंट चांगला वाटला असेल, तुम्ही करणार. पण एक ॲज अ स्टँडर्ड, देर आर लॉट ऑफ ऑर्गनायझेशन विच कम्स अँड से दॅट ओके, you follow these and these standards and you make things happen. That works. But at the end, when you are doing something ना, एक इंटरनल फिलिंग मधून नाही का ट्रस्ट जनरेट झाला पाहिजे, फेथ जनरेट झाला पाहिजे कोणत्याही रिसर्चवर. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, समजा एकाने चांगला रिसर्च केला आणि तो नाही का खूप चांगला आहे, तर नाही का लोक ऑटोमॅटिकली त्याला नाही का प्रेस करणार, त्याला सांगणार आहे खूप चांगला रिसर्च केला, त्याची खूप चांगली रिसर्चची कॅपेबिलिटी आहे. इन दॅट वे इट वर्क्स. अँड व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंटली, यु नो, जे जास्त मोठा जे प्रॉब्लेम असतो ना आजच्या जमान्यात, म्हणजे आजच्या या एंटायर व्हॉट वी कॉल द पब्लिकेशन अँड PhD पार्ट, देर इज अ क्रेडिट पार्ट ऑफ इट. क्रेडिट म्हणजे, समजा आता एक सिंपल गोष्ट आहे, समजा आता कोणी लेक्चर घेतलं तुमचं आणि लेक्चर खूप चांगलं झालं असेल, तुम्हाला काही समजलं असेल, जर तुम्हाला त्याला थँक्स नाही म्हटलं किंवा त्याला असं क्रेडिट दिलं नाही, तर काय होईल, ऑटोमॅटिकली त्यांना असं वाटेल की यार माझं कामचं काही व्हॅल्यू नाही झालं. हे कोणालाही असतो, तुम्ही टीचर असले, तुम्ही कुठे गेले, तुम्हाला वाटते तसं. इन द सेम वे, वेन अ पर्सन, सपोज एका माणसाने पूर्ण वर्षभर रिसर्च केला आणि त्याने नाही का रिसर्च करून नाही का 6 महिने 8 महिने रिसर्च करून फक्त त्याला प्रॉब्लेम आयडेंटिफाईड झाला आणि तो प्रॉब्लेमवर आपले विचार मांडून तो एक रिसर्च रिव्ह्यू पेपर लिहत आहे. आणि समजा ते लिहिल्यानंतर आणि कोणी गेला आणि पटकन त्यांना पूर्ण कॉपी पेस्ट करून सांगितलं की हे काम माझं केलेलं आहे, तर विचार करा किती मोठा प्रॉब्लेम आहे. इट्स अ व्हेरी बिग what we call blunder which is happening. For that reason, please ensure there is a certain limits and the criteria which people will go and discuss during your entire sessions. We'll talk about how much percentage of the things can be copied, how much you can go and force a citation, how much originality work should be there, and last, how much you can go for self-citation. Self-citation is also sometimes it called as a crime also. समजा आता कोणी म्हटलं की नाही भाऊ तुमचे सायटेशन पण इन्क्रीज झाले पाहिजे, तर मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल व्हॉट दे डू ना, दे डू द सेल्फ सायटेशन. स्वतःच्याच पेपरला साईट करतात आणि साईट केल्यावर काय करतात माहिती आहे का, त्याला म्हणतात की मी या काममध्ये असं केलं तसं केलं आणि हे इथे असं झालेलं आहे काम. आय फील दिस इज ऑल्सो नॉट अ प्रॉपर वे टू डू दॅट. ओके, सो लोकांना क्रेडिट द्या, लोकांना ॲप्रिशिएट करा. ॲप्रिसिएशन in a PhD and the research is not go and say thank you sir and all. It is something that you take there some content, even if you modify the entire content by paraphrasing and all. Another tool, first tool आहे सांगितलं Grammarly, सेकंड तुम्हाला आता सांगितलं होतं LinkedIn आणि Twitter, थर्ड आता तुम्हाला सांगतो Grammarly. सॉरी, थर्ड मीन्स पॅराफ्रेसिंग साठी टूल आहे Quillbot. पेड टूल आहे, आवश्यकता नाही आहे करायची, पण जर तुम्हाला असं वाटलं की मला काही समजत नाही की क्रिएटिव्ह वेने मी कसं लिहू त्यांच्या सेंटेन्सला, तर तुम्ही क्विलबॉटचा टूल वापरू शकता. आणि आय होप कोणी ना कोणी तुम्हाला लेक्चर यावर दिलं असेल, त्यासाठी मी त्याला काही डिटेलमध्ये घेणार नाही आणि मी ठेवतो. 1 मिनिट थांबा, पाणी पिऊन बोलतो. Sorry for small break. Hello. I'm audible. Audio clearly येत आहे?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you. So I was talking about, please don't forget to give the proper credit. So तुम्हाला काही टूल्स सांगितले, प्लीज ते रिमेंबर ठेवा आणि जर त्याच्यावर प्रॅक्टिस झाली असेल तर बेस्ट आहे. अदरवाईज ॲज अ रिसर्च स्कॉलर ना, यू मस्ट बी हॅबिच्युअल. जसं हॅबिच्युअल म्हणजे कसं नाही का, जसं मी आता व्हॉट्सअप वापरतो किंवा फेसबुक ना, तसं नाही का तुम्ही अशा टूलचा वापर करून नाही का आपल्या रिसर्चला इम्प्रूव्ह करा. अच्छा, तुम्हा सगळ्यांना एक पुन्हा इंटरेस्टिंग टूल सांगतो, ते तुम्हाला आवश्यक यूज करायचं आहे आणि तुम्ही मला विचारू शकता की सर वाय वी शुड गो अँड यूज. डू यू नो ऑल अबाउट द चॅट जीपीटी? नाही?
Heard, sir, but never used.
एवढ्या लवकर तुम्ही बोलून आणि बंद करणार तर मला समजणार नाही. काय म्हटलं? कोणी मीटिंग चॅटमध्ये लिहत आहे का? चॅट जीपीटी. अच्छा. Nikhil sir has written Shivani ma'am. Yes, okay, you all are aware of the chat GPT, that's fine. Now you can also go and use the chat GPT ethically. इथिकली म्हणजे कसं होईल? अच्छा, तुम्हाला माहिती आहे कोप आहे आपल्याकडे, पुन्हा आपल्याकडे आहे WAME, WAME ऑर्गनायझेशन. WAME ना आता रिसेंटली नाही का त्यांनी हेही सांगितलं आहे की तुम्ही जर रिसर्चर आहात तर चॅट जीपीटी यूज करण्याचे तरीके काय आहेत, त्यांनी गाईडलाईन पण इश्यू केलेले आहे. म्हणजे जेवढे पण पब्लिकेशन इथिक्सवाले आहेत ते म्हणतात की तुम्हाला कोणत्या गोष्टीला वापर न करणं असं नाही आहे, तुम्ही करा, पण ते काय कसं करायचं आहे, त्याला कसं प्रॉपर साईट करायचं ते इम्पॉर्टंट आहे. ठीक आहे, तर तुम्ही 100% तुम्ही यूज करू शकता. इफ एनीवन हॅज नॉट युज्ड, I request, I don't know how many people are from the same background. If you all even not from the computers, I request you all to please have some proficiency skills developed in the computers for using certain important tools. Please don't believe everything or every data what is generated by the artificial intelligence, entire neural network, but at least you can get one part of a research done for you. बिकॉज इफ सपोज कोणी म्हणणार की सर मी पूर्ण रिसर्च केला आणि मी आतापर्यंत कधी गुगल केलंच नाही काही, तर हे कसं होईल माहिती आहे का, हे सगळं म्हणजे फेक वाटेल तुम्हाला. बिकॉज विदाउट गुगल इट्स व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर अस टू डू द रिसर्च इरिस्पेक्टिव्ह वॉट एव्हर सब्जेक्ट यू बिलॉंग. सो ट्राय टू अंडरस्टँड दॅट पार्ट. नेक्स्ट इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग, नाव रोल पाहूया. व्हॉट इज द रोल ऑफ पब्लिकेशन इथिक्स? सो वेनेवर वी रोल बघूया पब्लिकेशन इथिक्सचे, तर काही इम्पॉर्टंट रोल्स आहेत ते आपल्याला अवेअर राहणे आवश्यक आहे. वेअर एव्हर युअर देअर ॲज अन ऑथर, ॲज अ रिसर्चर, you must be aware of the good publication practices. I've already told some of the good practices. Please try to ensure that you are aware of it. मी तुम्हाला सांगणार त्याचे कॉन्सिक्वेन्सेस काय आहे, कोणते बॅड थिंग्स आहे, कसे तुम्ही अवॉइड करायचे, ते सगळं आपण बोलूया. पण तुम्हाला हेही आवश्यक आहे त्याला ठेवणं. While reframing from the scientific misconduct or the research fraud, authors should adhere good publication practices, which are also termed as a GPP. Now, विचार करा कसे टर्म्स यूज करतात. सायंटिफिक मिसकंडक्ट, कोणी एक्झाम्पल देऊ शकतो? सायन्स, व्हॉट इज द मिनिंग ऑफ सायंटिफिक मिसकंडक्ट? व्हेरी क्विकली बोलून व्हॉइसवर. I feel very happy if somebody speak to me. What is the meaning of scientific misconduct? Any example? चला, wrong right नाही, ऍटलीस्ट काहीतरी बोला तुम्ही. एनीवन? अच्छा, लिहून तरी सांगा. बघा, आपण रिसर्चर बनणार आहोत आणि PhD करताना आपल्याला खूप काय इंटरॅक्शन करणं आवश्यक आहे. सोशल मीडियावर, फोरमवर जाऊन, कोणाच्या कॉन्फरन्समध्ये जाऊन जर तुम्ही नाही करणार, जर तुम्ही लोकांशी इंटरॅक्ट नाही करणार, आय पर्सनली फील दॅट युअर रिसर्च विल बिकम व्हेरी लिमिटेड अँड दॅट इज नॉट अ गुड आयडिया. प्लीज रिमेंबर व्हॉट आय एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. We have to be very, very importantly ensure that we are collaborating. The term Nikhil म्हणत आहे plagiarism. नाही निखिल, फक्त प्लॅगरिझम सायंटिफिक मिसकंडक्ट मध्ये नाही येणार. एनिवन एल्स, एनिवन फ्रॉम कोर सायन्स or समथिंग?
Sir, I can do
हा प्लीज सांगा ना. Please tell.
using someone another words or the credit they have already published, and we are using them without giving a appropriate credit to the authors.
Author. Wonderful. That comes under the what we called misconduct मध्ये येतो, बरोबर आहे, आणि ते पब्लिकेशन एथिक्सचा अपोजिट आहे. ठीक आहे, व्हेरी गुड. निखिल म्हणत आहे पुन्हा डेटा मॅनिप्युलेशन. वंडरफुल निखिल. ऍक्च्युली हा टर्म नाही का खूप कोरिलेट करतो सायंटिफिक मिसकंडक्ट मध्ये. बघा, ॲज अ सायन्स, आय एम नॉट मच ॲज अ सायन्स स्टुडंट, बट जेवढं मला माहिती आहे, समजा आपण काही सायंटिफिक एक्सपेरिमेंट करत आहोत आणि तुम्ही नाही का खूप ऑब्झर्वेशन्स करतात, कारण मला असं माहित आहे की सायन्समध्ये पर्टिक्युलरली बायोलॉजी, बॉटनी, फिजिकल, केमिस्ट्री अँड ऑल एक्सपेरिमेंट्स खूप लांब जातात. मंथ इयर पर्यंत जातात आणि लोक रोज नाही का रीडिंग नोट करतात. आय होप कोणी असेल कोर सायन्समध्ये सगळे, ते तुम्ही मला म्हणू शकता की माझं काही चुकलं असेल तुम्ही सांगू शकता मला, कारण आय एम नॉट फ्रॉम मच ऑफ द सायन्स, बट आय नो दॅट वी हॅव लर्न, एव्हरीवन हॅज लर्न द बेसिक सायन्स टिल अवर 12th and even somewhere in your graduation part as a subject. At that time, when a person does lot of research and he comes up with some of the conclusion, and imagine one person has taken the entire data and he has tried to manipulate and says that this is what the research I have done, that becomes a very critical misconduct. Okay, जाधव सरांनी म्हटलं की सॉरी माय व्हॉइस वॉज नॉट मच क्लिअर. नो, तुमचा व्हॉइस एकदम क्लिअर होता, नो प्रॉब्लेम. मितांश्री ना, व्हॉइस एकदम क्लिअर आहे, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही आहे, छान
Yes, sir.
व्हॉइस. हां. समवन म्हटलं की युजिंग ऑफ आयडियाज अँड वर्ड्स ऑफ अदर्स. ट्रू, जाधव सर, युजिंग आयडियाज ऑफ अदर्स अँड ऑल्सो कम्स अंडर द bad conduct, that is again the misconduct in the research, where a proper citations are not given and you are using the ideas. Because एक गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवा, तुम्हाला एक सिंपल सांगतो मी, कारण कसं आहे माहिती आहे का, आयडियल आपण सायंटिफिक मिसकंडक्ट म्हणता नाहीये. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, मी आता एका मीटिंगमध्ये किंवा मी तुमच्याशी आज बोलत आहोत, मी तुम्हाला काय आयडिया दिला, यू कॅन गो अँड डू दिस अँड डेव्हलप दॅट. ओके, मी ना बोललं, आय हॅव टोल्ड समथिंग, and suddenly some of you, out of all this 41 people, someone has captured that idea and he has done something into it, like he has published a patent or research. At that time, 100% no one can go and say that the person XYZ has done the scientific misconduct. No, it was the public spoken idea and approach which was already spoken on the public platform. If somebody has learned, adapted, and now the learning is converted into some kind of a output, then I don't feel that it will become something like a misconduct or something like that. In a other way, for example, मी काहीतरी लिहून ठेवलेलं आहे एका पेपरमध्ये की हा माझा आयडिया आहे आणि त्याला मी म्हणजे लिहून मी पब्लिश केला. तुम्हाला माहित असेल, मी काहीही जरी पब्लिश केलं कुठेही, तो ऑटोमॅटिकली कॉपीराईट होतो. क्लिअर? बुक पब्लिश केलं तर बुकला कॉपीराईट येतो. तुम्ही कोणता कंटेंट पब्लिश केला आणि त्याला सांगितलं की हा माझा कंटेंट आहे, तर तो तुमच्या नावाने कॉपीराईट होऊन जातो. क्लिअर सगळ्यांना व्हॉट आय एम टेलिंग? At that time, if somebody want to refer my idea and if it forgot to give me a proper credit that, okay, according to Ajay source, when he has spoken, he has developed, he was actually talking about that idea and I have taken that idea as a granted, at that time, no one can go and say that, oh, no. That when you have done, then automatically you have to mention the credit. Otherwise, it will become a misconduct in it. Okay. Fraud, research fraud म्हणजे खूप मोठा वर्ड आहे, पण त्याला फ्रॉड असं म्हणता येईल की तुम्ही नाही का पैसे देऊन किंवा फ्रॉडरी केला किंवा तुम्हाला या उद्देशाने काहीतरी पब्लिश केलं, काहीतरी तुम्ही डेटा विकत घेतलं, कोणाचं चोरी केलं डेटा, ते सगळं फ्रॉड मध्ये येईल. ठीक आहे, तुम्हाला लक्ष द्यायचं आहे. Publications which drawn conclusion from manipulated or fabricated data. See, written here, manipulated or fabricated data could be proven detrimental society to the healthcare research centers and the other part. This is also not very much accepted. Accepted म्हणजे criminal cases पण होतात अशा वेळेला. Please be aware of it. Don't fall into such things. Okay, I hope we are making sense everyone is able to understand. And at least I'm thank someone who is coming and giving the answers. It actually helped me to talk. Okay, one slide आहे माझ्याकडे, त्याच्यात टाकलं पब्लिकेशन इथिक्स वर बोललेलं आहे. पब्लिकेशन इज मोस्ट कॉमनली कंटेम्पररी फॉर्म ऑफ रिसर्च आउटकम डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. आता याला डिस्क्रिमिनेशन म्हटलेलं आहे, ठीक आहे, एक कॉमन तुमचा वे आहे की तुम्ही पब्लिश करा आणि तुमच्या रिसर्चला तुम्ही पाठवा. पण एक पुन्हा सांगतो मी तुम्हाला, फक्त पब्लिकेशन वाया जर्नल is not something which tells that you have done a research. There are a lot of other forums are there. Okay, we all are very good. Why we don't go and share our paper with our friends via Facebook? Why we can't tell them into it? Okay, one more tool I'm going to tell you now. After that, ResearchGate. सगळ्यांनी केलं त्याच्यावर रजिस्टर? येस और नो? प्लीज बोला काहीतरी, नाहीतर मला असं वाटेल की मी एकटाच बोलतो. नो? ठीक आहे, तर एक काम करा, मी तुम्हाला काही लिंक पाठवतो या ग्रुपमध्ये. सगळ्यांनी थिंग्स टू डू मध्ये तुम्ही हे कंपल्सरी कंप्लीट करा. एक आहे ग्रामरली, ठीक आहे. दुसरं काय सांगितलं तुम्हाला? Anyone remember? Because most of the time when we conduct now, we don't give you a lot of prepared things, so it comes in our mind and we used to give. Qlbot सांगितलं तुम्हाला. नंतर आहे तुमच्याकडे ट्विटर. सगळ्यांनी याच्यावर प्लीज रजिस्टर करा आणि आपलं नाही का प्रेझेन्स ठेवा, नाहीतर खूप मोठा प्रॉब्लेम काहीच नाही आहे. तुम्हाला कदाचित डिग्री पण भेटेल. तेच एक मोठा प्रश्न येते की मग काय केलं बाबा आपण डिग्री घेऊन, त्याचा काही फायदा आहे का? ते एक प्रश्न तुम्हाला नेहमी येणार. तुम्हाला आता जे सांगत होतो, आता कोणत्या टूल बरोबर सांगितलं मी तुम्हाला?
ResearchGate.
हा, येस. थँक्यू फॉर लेटिंग मी नो. एक मिनिट. आणि फ्रँकली स्पीकिंग मी तुम्हाला सांगतो, बघा कोणी असं नाही की सगळे रॉकेट सायन्स आहे. जेव्हा मी पण रिसर्च केलं ना, माझं PhD झाल्यावर सुद्धा मला काही सायटेशन नव्हते. मला माहीतच नव्हतं की असं काही करायचं आहे, कारण मी पण चंद्रपूर म्हणजे नागपूरवरून केलेलं आहे, RTM नागपूर. नंतर मग जेव्हा नाही का हळूहळू जेव्हा आपण कुठं जातो म्हणजे एक्सप्लोर करतो, जेव्हा मी जॉब जॉईन केलं दुसऱ्या कॉलेजमध्ये आपल्या म्हणजे होमटाऊनच्या बाहेर निघून, नंतर मग मला माहित पडलं, इम्पॉर्टन्स माहीत पडलं की कसं काय करायचं. तेव्हा जाऊन नाही का फायनली आपण नाही का काय करतो, एक्सप्लोर करतो आणि त्याला आपल्या हॅबिटमध्ये त्याला इन्क्लूड करतो. मग ते खूप चांगलं आहे. आणि एक आहे पुन्हा अकॅडमिया म्हणून, त्यालाही रजिस्टर करून ठेवा. आणि पुन्हा एक आहे पब्लॉन म्हणून आहे, पब्लॉन्स. सो मी सगळं लिहून देतो, तुम्ही तुमच्याकडे नक्की ठेवा. आणि याला नाही का कंपल्सरी रजिस्टर करून तुम्ही सगळ्यांना करा. तुम्हाला मी हेही सांगणार की तुम्ही याला कसं कनेक्ट करणार लोकांशी, ते तुम्हाला मी सांगून जाणार, त्याच्याशिवाय जाणार नाही. नंतर स्कूपसमध्ये तुमचा अकाउंट आहे का? Scopus.com, ठीक आहे, तिथेही तुम्ही बनवा त्याला अकाउंट. खूप आवश्यक आहे. स्कूपसमध्ये अकाउंट बनवा लागतो, त्याला काही आवश्यकता नाही आहे. तुम्ही त्याला डायरेक्टली अकाउंट Scopus.com थ्रू बनवू शकता आणि त्याला ठेवा आपल्याकडे. तुमच्याकडे UGC केअरचा अकाउंट आहे का? युनी पुणे?
नाही सर.
UGC केअरमध्ये पण अकाउंट बनवा. कारण कसं आहे की समजा कोणी सांगत आहे मी इथे करणार, आणि तुम्हाला माहीत कसं पडणार की कुठं काय करताय, ते क्लॅरिटी पण तुम्हाला भेटली पाहिजे. एक मिनिट, ठीक आहे. 9 आज जे लिहून देत आहोत ते तुम्ही तुमच्याकडे ठेवा. माझा हे प्रिपेअर्ड नव्हता की मी तुम्हाला सांगूया, पण असं वाटतं की ॲज अ नॉर्मल मीन्स रिसर्चर वेन यू आर स्टार्टिंग फर्स्ट टाइम यू शुड बी अवेअर ऑफ इट. सो एक पुन्हा आहे वेब ऑफ सायन्सेसचं. वेब ऑफ सायन्सेस आपण एक आहे क्लॅरिवेटचं साईट आहे, तिथेही तुमचं रजिस्ट्रेशन हवं आहे. कारण तिथून पण तुम्ही नाही का पुष्कळ आपले इम्पॉर्टंट युटिलिटी आणि घेऊ शकतात ते व्यवसायासाठी. तुम्हा सगळ्यांना मी हे पाठवलेलं आहे, प्लीज घेऊन घ्या आणि त्याला कॉपी करून ठेवा. मी आजचे आपले जे कन्व्हेनर सर आहेत त्यांनाही मी व्हॉट्सअपवर पाठवून ठेवतो की कदाचित समजा काही असेल तर ते तुमच्याशी शेअर करू शकतात सर. आपले डॉक्टर विशाल सर आहेत त्यांनाही पाठवून ठेवतो. आय होप सगळ्यांना भेटलं असेल ते लिंक्स. सगळ्यांनी कॉपी केले, भेटलं लिंक सगळ्यांना? हॅलो.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. Yes. Okay, I just checked the message. हा ठीक आहे. इथेही सेंड केलेलं आहे. तुम्ही इथं तुमच्याकडे लॅपटॉप नसेल तर कदाचित कॉपी होणार की नाही माहित नाही, पण मी सरांना सेंड केलेलं आहे. या डॉक्टर विशाल सरांना सेंड केलेलं आहे, ते तुम्हाला सेंड करून देणार. नाव आता तुम्हाला सांगतो की ऍक्च्युली जेव्हा आपण पब्लिकेशन इथिक्सवर बोलतो किंवा करतो ना, पूर्ण एंटायर रिसर्चमध्ये मला असं वाटते की हे बेसिक्स आहे. समजा आज नाही का तुम्ही म्हणत आहे मला, पण उद्या जर तुमचा समजा आता तुमचा RSC पण झाला, जर तुम्ही या वेबसाईट्सला तुम्ही रजिस्टर करून ठेवलं नाही तर आपल्या स्वतःला म्हणजे आपण काय करतो त्याच्यावर बोलणं खूप कठीण होईल. आणि पुन्हा एक वेबसाईट पुन्हा मिस होत आहे माझ्याकडून, जे खूप महत्वाची आहे. कारण तुम्ही सगळ्यांनी आपलं काय म्हणतो लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यू कम्प्लीट केलं असेल किंवा करत असणार, तर तुम्ही स्कॉलरची साईट यूज केली असेल नाही, गुगल स्कॉलर.
Yes, sir.
हा, सो ही 11th नंबरची साईट आहे, scholar.google.com. आणखीन एक इम्पॉर्टंट, जेव्हा नाही का तुम्ही तुमची प्रोफाईल बनवता तर तुमचं सायटेशन कसं दिसेल गुगल सायटेशनवर ते महत्वाचं आहे. त्यासाठी scholar.google सायटेशन्स बनेल, ऑटोमॅटिकली बनणार आणि इथे तिकडे येणार तुमच्यासाठी. सो स्कॉलर्स google.citation हे 12 नंबरचं आहे. ऑटोमॅटिकली जेव्हा तुम्ही scholar.google वर रजिस्टर करता ना, तेव्हा तुमचं सायटेशन येतो. पेज कसं दिसेल आता कसं माहित आहे का, कधी कधी आपल्याला वाटतं की काय असतं बा, कसं असतं, हे असं तुम्हाला दिसेल. ठीक आहे सर, हे तुमचे इंडेक्सिंग आहे, H-इंडेक्स किती आहे, I-इंडेक्स किती आहे, सायटेशन किती आले तुम्हाला कोणत्या कोणत्या पेपरला. आणि तुम्ही बघितलं तर रिसर्च नाही का, कदाचित आफ्टर PhD ऑल्सो मेनी पेपर्स वेअर अर्लियर ऑल्सो विथ मी, बट दे डिडंट गॉट सायटेड. हे रिअल लाईफ एक्झाम्पल आहे. हे मी असं काही नाही. तुम्हाला दिसतंय का माझी स्क्रीन जेव्हा माझं हे पेज?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
हा
Yes,
सर.
sir.
सर युजली काय असतं माहिती आहे का, असं नाही की आपण रिसर्च केलेलं नव्हतं आणि त्यामुळे कसं होतं आपण खूप मागे होऊन जातो सायटेशनवर. मी तरी खूप मागे आहो, आता माहित नाही किती लोक पुढे आहेत. हे कसं होते, हे यासाठी नाही होऊ शकत कारण मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम वी आर नॉट अवेअर ऑफ द वॉट एव्हर द साइट्स विच आय हॅव शेअर्ड टू यू, and that is what the big problem happened. It means that sir, I have done a lot of research but still I didn't got any citation. And if that is the thing happening, तुम्ही एक गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवा, याचा नाही का खूप मोठा इम्पॅक्ट पडतो आपल्या नाही का ओव्हरऑल ग्रोथवर. बिकॉज आजच्या डेटमध्ये जर कुठे जाणार तुम्ही जॉबसाठी, काही लोक विचारतात तुमचं सायटेशन किती आहे, तुमचा H-इंडेक्स किती झालेला आहे, किती तुमचे पेपर साईट झाले, किती काय आहे, ते सगळं तुम्हाला ते विचारतात आणि म्हणतात. तर असं झालं पाहिजे. ठीक आहे. आणि इथं फक्त पेपर नाही, तुम्ही इथं नाही का काही जे तुम्ही करतात पब्लिश ते होतो. पुन्हा रिसर्च गेटचाही तुम्हाला दाखवतो, तेही खूप छान टूल आहे, ते तुम्हाला हवंय. रिसर्च गेट. ओके, सो हा आहे रिसर्च गेटचं टूल. तुम्हाला लाईव्ह दाखवतं. इथे आपलं प्रोफाईल आहे आणि जेव्हा कोणी नाही का जाऊन साईट करतात ना, जसं आता तुम्ही इथं बघा, कोणी नाही का माझं एक आर्टिकल साईट केलेलं आहे, मला इथं मेसेज येतात की मागच्या वर्षी किती लोकांनी काय पब्लिश केलं, कोणी मला रिक्वेस्ट केलं, कोणी मला जॉब, इथं कोलॅबरेशनसाठी पण विचारतात कारण कोलॅबरेट करणं पण आवश्यक आहे. हे बघा, न्यू सायटेशन मला आलेलं आहे मागच्या वीक. आपण जाऊन इथून पुन्हा स्टॅटिस्टिक बघू शकतात. तर हे नाही का, हे फक्त असं टूल नाही की इथं तुम्ही आपलं पेपर पण टाकू शकता आणि नेक्स्ट यू कॅन ऍक्च्युअली गो अँड डू द कोलॅबरेशन. सी, तुमचा स्वतःचा नाही का कोणता लॅब सुरू करा, तुम्ही काही नाही का टाका, किती कोवर्कर आहे, तुम्ही इथं कोणाला सर्च करा, त्याला म्हणा की तुम्ही माझ्याशी कोलॅबरेट करू शकता का. आणि माहिती आहे, कोलॅबरेशन करणे आणि त्याला पब्लिश करणे नुसतं नाही का फक्त तुमच्या रिसर्चसाठी बेनिफिट नाही आहे. इवन इन लॉट ऑफ NEP or NAC accreditation point, when you do the collaboration with other people, it also adds value to you. ठीक आहे, क्लिअर झालं तुम्हाला?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope you will follow that. कमिंग बॅक टू द पोर्शन. बोर तर झाले नाही ना? आय होप थिंग्स आर वर्किंग फाईन. Okay. Yes, sir. We are getting all the things. Thank you very much. So publication म्हणजे कसं आहे की फक्त असं नाही की तुम्ही जाऊन रिसर्चला पब्लिशच करा. तुम्ही काही करू शकता. आणि मी तुम्हाला आता जे सांगितलं ना, हे बघा, हे रिटन डॉक्युमेंट आहे, खूप जुने बनवलेले आहे. कोणी बनवलं, त्यांनी केलं, मी कॉपी केलं, ते सगळं ठीक आहे. पण युजुअली कसं असतं माहिती आहे का, जेव्हा आपण whenever we go ना, we not only go for publication article, we don't go for book publication, chapters publication. You can go for conference proceedings, preprint archives and all. प्रीप्रिंट आर्काईव्ह अगेन तुम्हाला एक खूप इम्पॉर्टंट साईट सांगायचं विसरलो मी. एक मिनिट, कारण मला नाही माहित की सेशन कसं जाणार आहे, तुम्हाला आवडेल की नाही. पण हे सगळं गोष्ट ॲज अ स्कॉलर आपल्याला माहीत पाहिजे. अदरवाईज अवर लाईफ गोज व्हेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड अँड डिफिकल्ट ॲज अ रिसर्चर. एक मिनिट, कुठं गेलं माझा पेज? हां, हे तुम्हाला दिसलं, तुम्ही या साईटलाही रजिस्टर करा. ही युनिव्हर्सिटी आहे, कॉर्नेल युनिव्हर्सिटी. त्यांनी एक खूप मोठा आर्काईव्ह बनवलेला आहे आणि त्याला म्हणतो प्री प्रिंटिंग पब्लिकेशन. किंवा इवन इफ यू टेक अ परमिशन फ्रॉम एनी ऑफ युअर पब्लिकेशन हाऊसेस, यू कॅन गो अँड पब्लिश ओव्हर देअर. सो दिस इज द वेबसाईट, प्लीज टेक इट. सरांनाही पाठवून ठेवतो, म्हणजे कसं की ते तुम्हाला शेअर करू शकतात. हां, सो इथे काय होत आहे या साईटवर, समजा आता मी तुम्हाला सांगतो, कधी कधी कसं माहिती आहे का, माझ्या मनात काही आयडिया आली, मी ना काहीतरी रिसर्च केला थोडंसं आणि त्याला लिहून टाकलं. मी लिहिल्यावर आता मी पब्लिश करायला गेलो, लोक पैसे मागतात की सर गिव्ह मी दिस मच मनी, आय विल पब्लिश हिअर अँड देअर. इफ यू फील दॅट युअर रिसर्च इज समथिंग विच हॅज टू बी नोन टू एव्हरीवन, प्लीज गो अँड साइन इन हिअर. त्याला रजिस्टर करा आणि आर्काईव्ह जाऊन त्याला नाही का, हे बघा एवढे सारे सब्जेक्ट आहे. फिजिक्स, आता पुष्कळ लोक फिजिक्समधून आहे, तुम्ही इथे नाही का सगळ्यांचे पेपर्स फ्रीमध्ये बघू शकता, त्याला काही पैसे लागणार नाही. आणि खूप पॉप्युलर पीपलचे सगळे रिसर्चेस अवेलेबल आहे. तुम्ही त्यांना ओपन करून त्यांना कंडक्ट करू शकता, त्यांना कॉन्टॅक्ट करू शकता. हे बघा आर्काईव्ह, हे PDF, पूर्ण PDF आहे, यांचे ऑथरचे नेम आहेत. तुम्ही याला ओपन केलं ना, ऑटोमॅटिकली ते फ्रीमध्ये तुम्हाला पेपर भेटून जाईल, डाउनलोड होईल. तुम्ही इथून नाही का त्याचे डेटा, त्यांनी काही डेटा यूज केला असेल, तुम्हाला हेही भेटेल. डेमोज असेल ते भेटेल. तुम्ही इथे नाही का त्यांचा ईमेल बघू शकता. तुम्ही हे आता डॉक्युमेंट आहे बघा, या डॉक्युमेंटला यांनी काय केलं आहे इथे ठेवलेलं आहे कमेंटमध्ये. सो इथं जर डाउनलोडवर गेलं तुम्ही, तर तुम्हाला इथे डाउनलोड करता येईल. बघूया, तुमच्यासाठी एक डाउनलोड डेमो करून दाखवतो. डाउनलोड झालेला आहे, दिसतंय तुम्हाला पेपर?
येस सर.
हे आहे पेपर बघा. हे पब्लिश कधी झाला? 6 एप्रिल 2023ला. आणि याला नाही का DOI पण भेटलेला आहे. आणि बघा पब्लिकेशन मध्ये तुम्हाला वाटेल की सर याला काही सायटेशन लोकांना भेटेल का? 100%. ही जी वेबसाईट आहे, दिस इज द वेबसाईट, सॉरी काय झालं, हां, दिस वेबसाईट, whenever people are publishing their papers directly over this website, you will be surprised that a lot of citations get, and when you get more citations, automatically your research get recommended and people get what? The lot of name and frame for it. Clear? तर ही साईट तुम्ही विसरू नका. किती तुम्हाला साईट सांगितलं आतापर्यंत, असे खूप येतात, पण मला असं वाटतं की हे खूप मॅन्डेटरी आहे. म्हणजे नेक्स्ट टाइम जर तुम्ही कुठे गेले रिसर्चसाठी, वेअरएव्हर यू गो फॉर इट, और वेअरएव्हर यू वॉन्ट टू से दॅट ओके आय एम अ रिसर्चर, इफ समबडी आस्क दिस काइंड ऑफ अ क्वेश्चन ना, डोंट फील हेजिटेटेड. प्लीज एन्श्योर दॅट ओके आय नो दिस, आय हॅव एन अकाउंट. इरिस्पेक्टिव्ह, तुम्ही नाही का काहीतरी चांगलं लेख लिखा तुमच्या याच्यात, तुम्ही एक पेपर वाचा 2, तुम्हाला वाटतं की काहीतरी मला लिहायला पाहिजे, तुम्ही टाकायला आर्काईव्हवर. ते फक्त ते चेक करतात की तुमचा कुठं कॉपीड नसो, आणि मग त्याला तुमचे कॉपीराईट देऊन ते ऑटोमॅटिक पब्लिश करतात. आणि विचार करा, समजा जर आता कोणतीही बॉडी, मी तुम्हाला आता पुन्हा सांगतो, प्लीज रिपीट करतो. बघा आतापर्यंत मी तुम्हाला शोधगंगा, बाकी जेवढे आपले वेबसाईट आहे, रिपोजिटरी जे सांगितलं नाहीये, ते तुम्हाला कोणीही सांगेल, ते तुम्ही तिथेही करा, आवश्यक आहे. कारण आपला पण डेटाबेस खूप एनहान्स झाला पाहिजे. पण समजा आता एक इंटरनॅशनल लेवलवर जर तुम्ही करता, तर हे साईट्स खूप पॉप्युलर आहेत. आणि इथे जर तुम्ही आपल्या पोस्टिंगला, जसं आपण कधी पोस्ट करतो, व्हॉट्सअप पोस्ट करतो आणि सांगतो हाय हॅलो मी कसं आहे काय आहे, अशा प्रकारे जर तुम्ही नाही का आपल्या रिसर्चला प्रमोट केलं स्वतःचा, आय एम 100% शुअर द फायनल आउटकम that after doing the research, many people will know you. Second, people will not only know you, they know your work. You get recognized by them. You may be called for a lot of talks and all. And more importantly, your citations, H-index and other thing will increase. And when all these things are increased, I bet you there will be a lot of colleges, universities and all, where nowadays, I hope if you know, there is a lot of mandatory forms will come where they will specially ask how much your citation, what is your H-index and all, when they want to recruit the people. Because nowadays it becomes an only tool to say that I am a good researcher and I am doing this and that work. I hope, I don't know. Hello. कोणी काही बोलताय का? Anyone is speaking? Okay. Someone has unmuted. I personally feel that you must get recognized not by your own name, but by some of the things what you have done. So that's what the reason. If I say that you are going to be a doctorate after 1 year, after 2.5, 3 years or 4 years, we must have certain possess qualities also. So speaking, talking about it is also important, and that is important to do. So I guess a lot of things are there. The site which I have told you, that is archives. This is basically a preprint archive media. You can keep. You can also keep in your ResearchGate. You can just ask the people to read, and then you can go and have things with you. Okay. I think माझ्याकडे थोडा वेळ आहे. Vishal sir, continue करू ना. I hope no one is getting bored. Please let me know because very few people are interacting. Okay.
Sir, you can continue, sir. Please.
Yeah. I will continue. Sorry. So let's talk about some publication ethics. I have already told you certain ethics. Some slide you feel that it is, sir, getting repeated. Don't worry. If you already done, just ignore that part. But something is there that I want to tell. Ethics approval. Now, I personally feel when people are taking decisions, when bodies are coming with a lot of what we call interesting amendments in their rules and laws. ओके, आता सर कोणी म्हटलं मला सर NAP वर बोला, तर मी एवढं काही बोलू शकतो ना, तुम्हाला असं वाटेल की NAP सिस्टम एवढं चांगलं झालेलं आहे. आणि कसं आहे की एनिथिंग विच कम्स ना, इट कम्स विथ लॉट ऑफ प्रॉज अँड कॉल्स ऑल्सो. But I don't know. It all depends upon our perspective, how we take the things in our way. Okay. As a pure academician, you feel, or educationalist, our perspectives and things may differ. It's okay. No problem. When it comes to like talking about now the recent things developed on a lot of changes happen in the UGC care, there people come when things are in that way. So certain ethical approvals are required. Something informed concerns need to be taken care. Data confidentiality need to be maintained. And there is another way of looking into it. तुम्हाला हे सगळं सांगितलं मी, पण तुम्हाला पुन्हा काही गोष्ट आहे ते मी सांगू नाही शकलो, ते आता मी तुम्हाला म्हणतो. सर्वात इम्पॉर्टंट गोष्ट, फॉर एक्झाम्पल तुम्ही कोणतं रिसर्च करत आहात, फिजिक्समध्ये, केमिस्ट्रीमध्ये, बायोलॉजीमध्ये, बॉटनीमध्ये, इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी, स्पोर्ट्स, कल्चरल, कोणताही असो, प्लीज एन्श्योर दॅट युअर रिसर्च डझंट स्टिक टू वन पर्टिक्युलर सब्जेक्ट. ठीक आहे. जसं आता कोणते सर होते आपल्या MSc वाले, नाव आठवत नाही मला, Nikhil, I think, Nikhil sir. He was telling that he is actually with different 2-3 subjects are involved, and he is doing now multidisciplinary or transdisciplinary research. Transdisciplinary, I can't say, but at least multidisciplinary with the different disciplines comes into picture. I ensure that even if your topic is not finding correlation with multidisciplinary, try to go and search on it. Okay. Please ensure that publication ethics must avoid data manipulations and research fraud. Plagiarism. I have not talked anything about the plagiarism because for plagiarism, lot of things people will come and talk. You might have heard people talking about that. I want to tell you the best way to reduce the plagiarism. Again, I'm going to share one important site with you for the plagiarism also. Yes, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ओके, सो बघा, प्लॅगरिझम साठी मला असं वाटते की सर्वात इम्पॉर्टंट आहे की जेव्हा आपण स्वतः लिहितो, वेन एव्हर वी राईट बाय युअर ओन ना, देर इज नो प्लॅगरिझम फॉर इट. बट वेन यू हॅव सम प्रो वर्जन ऑफ ग्रामरली, you get a plagiarism check automatically with it. So if you see some features of Grammarly, you will get lot of connects and all, how the things are there, what are the things. So it will also go and give you some sort of what we call flag check. But you can't believe always onto it. So the best tool for plagiarism check is Turnitin. It's not a free tool, it's 100% paid tool. तुम्हाला हे स्क्रीन दिसतंय?
Yes, sir.
हॅलो. हा, तर याच्यात कसं आहे की जेव्हा तुम्ही लॉग इन करता आपल्या अकाउंटमध्ये, लॉग इन केल्यावर तुम्ही जर इथं क्लिक केलं तर तुम्हाला हा अकाउंट ओपन होईल. आय होप सगळे इथं पाहत आहेत, दिसत असेल.
Yes, sir.
ओके सर, इथे तुम्ही जे बघितलं की हे जे आपलं आहे ना, जेवढे पेपर्स इथे दिसत आहेत, तर याला आपण कसं म्हणजे व्हेरीफाय करतो की काय टर्निटिन तुम्हाला हवं आहे, पण टर्निटिन फ्री नाही आहे. तुमचं कॉलेज किंवा तुमचे रिसर्च सेंटर तुम्हाला ते सर्व्हिस प्रोव्हाइड करणार. कारण प्रत्येक वेळी जेव्हा आपण चेक करतो ना, तेव्हा त्यावेळेला चेक करताना आपल्याला हे इम्पॉर्टंटली बघायचं आहे की नुसतं फक्त प्लॅगरिझम चेक झाल्यावरच काम होणार नाही. त्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त we have to also ensure one important thing, that now artificial intelligence generated content is also not available. ओके, सो एक तुम्हाला पेपर ओपन करून दाखवतो. बघा, एक पेपर बघतो तुमच्यासाठी. तुम्ही इथं बघा, इथं दिसत आहे 19% प्लॅगरिझम दिसत आहे, 22% प्लॅगरिझम दिसत आहे, 29 आणि 43%. हॅलो, काय झालं? हॅलो
सर स्क्रीन नाही दिसत आहे, तुमचा चेहरा दिसत आहे.
उप्स, अरे सॉरी, ऑटोमॅटिक मी तेच म्हणतो काय झालं. ओके, इफ एनी केस इफ यू आर नॉट गेटिंग एनिथिंग ना, प्लीज लेट मी नो. नाउ आर यू एबल टू सी?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
आता हा कसा, दिस इज द डॅशबोर्ड ऑफ द टर्निटिन. इट्स अ पेड सॉफ्टवेअर. सो जेव्हा पेड असतो तेव्हा कसं आहे, हे इथं पर्सेंट, हे सिमिलॅरिटी आहे. म्हणजे आता कोणी म्हणतात की सर प्लॅगरिझम काय करायचं, किती पर्सेंट तुम्ही एक्सेप्ट करू शकतात. एक्सेप्ट म्हणजे कसं असतं माहिती आहे का, काही असे कीवर्ड्स आहेत जे नाही का प्लॅगरिझम मध्ये येतात, त्याला तुम्ही साईट नाही करू शकत, तर तुम्हाला एक्सेप्टन्स असतो मिनिमम 19-20%. जर तुम्ही चांगले जर्नल बघितलं ते म्हणतात लेस दॅन 10% हवं आहे, तर त्या हिशोबाने ते कलर चेंज होतो. आय होप हाही स्क्रीन दिसते आता तुम्हाला. मी तुम्हाला कन्फर्म करून सांगतो. तुम्हाला ही स्क्रीन दिसते प्लॅगरिझमची, टर्निटिनची?
Yes, sir.
This one, Webo Journal Feedback Studio. आय होप दिसत असेल. हा, ठीक आहे. तर याच्यात कसं एक रिपोर्ट आहे, या रिपोर्टला इथं जनरेट केलेला आहे बघा. आणि याच्यात कसं आहे, जेव्हा हे रिपोर्ट तुम्ही बघता, in this particular report you will find, when I click on it, you can see here it's showing me 19% of the plagiarism. After getting the entire plagiarism part, you will also get from where the particular data is copied. हे बघा, हा एक सोर्स आहे, इथून नाही का हा पर्टिक्युलर डेटा कॉपी केलेला आहे. म्हणजे हे जे 4 नंबर दिला आहे इथे, जेव्हा आपण याला क्लिक करू या सोर्सवर, तर तुम्ही त्या वेबसाईटवर जाणार आणि मग त्याचा तुम्ही रेफरन्स पुन्हा कॉपी करून त्या प्लॅगरिझमला रिमूव्ह करू शकता. टूल आहे. आणि इथे एक पुन्हा एक गोष्ट आहे, हे आहे AI रायटिंग, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजन्स रायटिंग. हे काय करतो, ChatGPT जनरेटेड जेवढेही कंटेंट आहे त्यालाही प्लॅगरिझम मध्ये शो करतो आणि आपल्याला मिसकंडक्ट होण्यापासून वाचवतो. क्लिअर? क्लिअर झालं? म्हणजे तुम्हाला फक्त टूल इंटरफेस दाखवलं, कारण मी जरासं म्हणजे एक एक घेत बसलं तर होऊ शकते की एंटायर लेक्चर त्याच्यावरच संपून जाईल. ठीक आहे. हॅलो, क्लिअर गाईज? क्लिअर? ओके
Yes.
ओके. सॉरी, तुमचं थोडंसं एक्सरसाइज जास्त होत आहे, तुम्हाला जास्त बोलायला लागत आहे, पण इट्स ओके, ॲटलीस्ट मलाही समजेल. नेक्स्ट इट कम्स talking about plagiarism. I have told you, simultaneous submission is also a bad practice. Please don't submit your paper in multiple journals and publication until you get some response. बघा कसं असते की एक दोन ठिकाणी ठीक आहे तुम्हाला कन्फर्म नसेल तुम्ही केलं तर ठीक आहे ते तुम्ही कन्सर्न करा की मी ऑलरेडी कम्युनिकेटेड केलेलं आहे पण मला आतापर्यंत काही रिस्पॉन्स भेटलं नाही मी डबल सबमिट करतो पण जर तुम्ही इंटेन्शनली करताय म्हणजे एकाच पेपरला 10-15 ठिकाणी पाठवताय आणि लोक नाही का त्याच्यावर रिव्ह्यू करून तुम्हाला फीडबॅक देणार की तुमचा ऍक्सेप्ट करतो नंतर तुम्ही म्हणणार की आय डोंट वॉन्ट टू पेपर पब्लिश आय वॉन्ट टू विथड्रॉ दिस इज नॉट अ बेस्ट प्रॅक्टिस दिस इज अ बॅड प्रॅक्टिस ओके डोंट सबमिट युअर पेपर into multiple different journals and conferences. Duplicate publication is a crime. Please don't go. Duplicate means इथेही केलं त्याला थोडंसं नाव चेंज केलं वरती थोडं कंटेंट चेंज केलं त्याला पब्लिश केलं तेही प्रॉब्लेम ते तुम्हाला प्लॅगरिझम मध्ये पण पकडता येईल सेल्फ सायटेशन इज ऑल्सो नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल अँड यू शुड अवॉइड डुईंग सेल्फ सायटेशन सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे व्हॉट इज द मिनिंग ऑफ सेल्फ सायटेशन येस ऑर नो
Yes, sir.
जस्ट आय हॅव टोल्ड यू म्हणजे मी माझा पेपर लिहिला होता एका म्हणजे एक पहिल्या पेपरमध्ये मी काहीतरी लिहिलं त्याच्याच नाही का मी नाही का माझ्या सायटेशन वाढवण्यासाठी मी पुन्हा त्याला माझ्याच पेपरमध्ये रेफर केलं किंवा माझ्या स्कॉलरच्या जिथं मी को ऑथर आहो त्याला म्हणतात सेल्फ सायटेशन स्वतःच्या पेपरला स्वतः साईट करणे सेल्फ सायटेशन म्हणतात आणि ते गोष्ट लॉजिकली म्हणा किंवा आय फील की इथिकली इट्स नॉट गुड कोणी तुम्हाला थांबवणार नाही पण जेव्हा नोटीस येईल तर म्हणजे नोटीस मीन्स सगळ्यांना असं वाटेल की तुमचे मॅक्सिमम सायटेशन जेव्हा झालेले आहे त्याच्यात तुम्ही स्वतःच को ऑथर आहे तर तो नाही का एक बॅड इम्पॅक्ट आहे आणि तो इथिक्स मध्ये येत नाही तो अनएथिकल प्रॅक्टिस आहे ओके ethics with authorship is very very important and authorship is not talking about your author एक तुम्हाला एक स्वतःचा नाही का ऑथरशिप घ्यायला लागेल लिडरशिप घ्यायला लागेल आणि तुम्हाला इथिक्सला फॉलो करायला लागेल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट तुम्हाला लक्षात ठेवावं लागेल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट आय विल टेल यू इन व्हेरी डिटेल इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड यू विल अंडरस्टँड because that is also mandatory and important. Next, I don't know how much time is there. Let's take some of the common problems in basically best practices. You have to ensure. Number one, please ensure clinical trial for the particular data and the results are done. If you don't know about the clinical trial, I will tell you in scientific term, it is called as that if I, for example, let's talk about the vaccine. You know, we also made corona vaccine and COVID-19 vaccine, COVID shared and other different vaccines, Covaxin and all. These all vaccines, when they made, they went for the clinical trial. After the approval only, they were actually used for the humans. So publication ethics ensures that clinical trials are done and the things which are there, they should be properly available. Authorship tumhala have. Informed consent is very, very important. फॉर एक्झाम्पल तुम्ही कोणाचा कंटेंट वापरत आहे बुकमधून किंवा कुठून तुम्ही त्यांना एक लेटर पाठवा आणि त्यांना म्हणा की मी केलेलं आहे सायटेशन मॅनिप्युलेशन इज व्हेरी व्हेरी बिग क्राईम प्लीज डोंट गो फॉर इट मॅनिप्युलेशन म्हणजे कसं असतं माहिती आहे का तुम्हाला एक सांगतो स्वतःचा केलेला मी ठीक आहे फॉर एक्झाम्पल यू सी सम पीपल हॅव पब्लिश द पेपर ओके you just ask the people to cite your paper because you might be a reviewer, you might be a friend. Irrespective whether it is having any importance or relevancy in their paper or not. Animals in research, again, if suppose तुम्ही नाही का कुठे ॲनिमल्सला वापरत आहे तर त्याच्यासाठी तुम्हाला रिसर्च करत आहे त्याचे तुम्हाला कन्सर्ट हवंय तुमचं प्रॉपर परमिशन हवे तेव्हाच ओके डिफर्मिनेशन ऑर लायबल मीन्स कोणाला डिफ्रेम करू नका प्लॅगरिझम बघा फॅब्रिकेटेड डेटा वापरू नका किंवा करू नका कोणाला redundant in publications ensure there is no redundancy into it. Figures image manipulation करू नका कोणाच्या इमेजला मॅनिपुलेट करून स्वतःचा बनवायचं नाही अल्ट्रेशन और ॲट्रिब्युशन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट आय हॅव टोल्ड यू कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट मध्ये भरपूर काही आहे ते तुम्हाला सांगणार एका स्लाइड मध्ये आणि नंतर डिफरंट युनिट्स प्रोसिजर्स यू हॅव टू फॉलो दिस आर द व्हेरियस कॉमन publication ethics which issues which has to be taken seriously and resolved. Most of things we have talked and many of things you will learn one by one when you are going for the research and in the part. This we have already covered. So you should submit your research into the conditions, how you'd see how the high quality standards are that, where your article is going, whether in a book chapter, somewhere like that, how the work has to be submitted, how to consideration has to be done, what are the different permissions are required. If you are using any third-party material, any one data set, please try to take a prior permission. Okay. Please ensure that don't go for ghost authorship. That is also very important and critical issue. म्हणजे कसं माहितीये का, तुम्ही कोणाला पैसे दिले अननोन पीपलला, तो तुम्हाला पेपर लिहून देताय आणि तुम्ही तुमच्या नावाने सबमिट करताय. It actually becomes something where you are not involved in certainly done. Again, मी तुम्हाला एक example सांगितलं होतं. I have told you one example. I write a paper and I'm writing your name also. That also becomes you have gifting something, an authorship. That is also should not be there. You should not include on it. Okay. Guideline वर तुम्हाला थोडंसं बोलतो. मला माहिती आहे टाइम किती आहे माझ्याकडे. सर आहेत का विशाल सर? विशाल सर 5 मिनिटं घेऊ थोडा एक्स्ट्रा.
हा येस सर येस.
ऍक्च्युली मी थोडं कसं असते आपण बोलतो तेव्हा थोडासा होऊन जातो एक्स्ट्रा. ठीक आहे. एनिवे आय एम व्हेरी हॅपी. ऑडियन्स चांगली आहे, सगळे नाही का चांगलं ऐकत आहे. नेक्स्ट लेट्स go and talk about the COPE. I'm not talking much about the particular COPE, that is a committee on a publication ethics, which is very, very important. They have a lot of visions and missions. After that, if I see why this all has made, because earlier I have told you one thing. मैंने आपको बताया था, I have told earlier that somebody makes a rule, somebody talks about ethics and all, but someone should come and take a responsibility and ownership that, okay, I am an independent body and I want to protect on it. So COPE actually does that. A lot of important information about the COPE is also available that I will give. I think the slide which is there has been moved. 1 minute. Okay. I will first play the earlier slide. So no, not this one. So COPE मध्ये कसं आहे की बेसिकली जेव्हा नाही का तुम्ही कम्युनिटी बद्दल बोलता तर त्या या कमिटीमध्ये पुष्कळ कंट्रीज इन्व्हॉल्ड आहे आणि त्यांनी काय केलं आहे, कॉमन पब्लिकेशन इथिक्स बनवलेलं आहे की त्याच्यावर सगळ्यांनी प्रॅक्टिसेस केले पाहिजे. सो त्यांच्याकडे भरपूर बेस्ट प्रॅक्टिसेस आहेत, त्याच्यातले काही आपण घेऊया. वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट सम ऑफ द बेस्ट प्रॅक्टिसेस विच आर फॉलोड बाय द कम्युनिटी ऑन पब्लिकेशन ethics. That is number 1. Allegations of misconduct. Please ensure ethics should not have any sort of allegations into it. No complaints or appeals should be there on your published data or your research. Data reproducibility must not be there. Means reproducing the data from the same, what we call the content which is available just by doing fabrication and all is not there. Ethical oversight by anyone, either the author, co-authors, publisher, anyone should not be there. Please ensure. Authorship and the contributorship should be very, very critical. Okay. So authorship means if suppose I am an author, what is your responsibility? If I am a contributor, what is my contributor responsibility? So for example, a contributor could not be a co-author and vice versa could happen. Or you can say that an author can be a contributor and contributor can be an author. There are some different meaning. We used to go and thanks in acknowledgement. So for example, somebody has paid a money for you for your research, they can become your sponsors, contributors, but they have not done the research part. So they can't be author. Please understand that part. Conflict of interest, I will tell you, where lot of things we have to declare. I will tell you one by one. There is no content copied. No one is having a right of it. I ensure that I have not used animals in harming. These are all certain terms and conditions where conflict of interest need to express if someone has actually put interest in your research. Like if I have funded, then you have to write it. So the entire research is funded by this. These people are involved. They are the contributors and so on. Intellectual property, very interesting. I again tell you one thing before I leave, even if I'm not able to complete, please remember one thing. Make sure that whenever you propose any idea, try to ensure that you have one patent on your basically PhD. समजलं तुम्हाला? पेटेंटला पैसे काही जास्त लागत नाही. It's hardly a matter of 1,000, 2,000, 1,800 rupees a charge. And when you go and publish for it, it becomes very, very important. At least publish करून ठेवा, तुमच्या नावाने ते पेटेंट राहील, तर तुम्ही कधीही त्याला क्लेम करू शकता की मी केलेलं आहे म्हणून. Okay? Take a note of it. Then journal management. Journal management comes under the COPE because whatever journals follow the COPE guideline, they follow all these things. Otherwise, what happened? They will not be there. And COPE also suggests that whenever you want to start a journal, you should have everything, entire system, like acceptance, publication, automatic review, assignment. download, sending emails, all this stuff, what is included in the entire process of journal should be available with the COPE affiliated, what we call the journals. Okay. Peer review process should be followed very strictly and stringently. Post publication discussion and corrections also should be there. This is something called as a feedback, post feedback. कारण मी लिहिलं काहीतरी आणि त्या झालं त्यानंतर काय करायचं तर त्याच्यावर नाही का डिस्कशन झालं पाहिजे, त्याच्यावर पुष्कळ करेक्शन जर असेल ते करेक्शन एक्सेप्ट करून ते केलं पाहिजे. फॉर एक्झाम्पल मी पब्लिश केलं पेपर आणि सडनली मला माहित पडलं की काही कंटेंट मी नाही का कॉपी माझं इंटेन्शन होता पण मी चुकीनं त्याला साईट करणं विसरलो, तर मी त्याला अपडेट करून तिथं साईट करू शकतो दुबारा जर त्यांनी मला परमिट केलं तर. पण दॅट टू ऑल गोज इन इथिकल मॅनर, अदरवाईज अगेन इट विल नॉट वर्क. क्लिअर सगळ्यांना? कारण गाईडलाईन्स कसं आहे ना की गाईडलाईन याच्यावरच बेस असते की ज्याच्यावर आपण वर्क करतो. क्लिअर? हॅलो?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, one more guideline I will take as per your syllabus part also. I talk about WAME. It's a World Association of Medical Editors. So usually someone who is doing in the science and the medical part, they can follow their guideline. You can become a free member of it. You can go to the wame.org site. तुम्ही त्याचे मेंबर बनू शकता फ्रीमध्ये. त्याच्यात कसं आहे की पुष्कळ लोक याच्यात नाही का अवेलेबल आहे जे नाही का इंटरनॅशनली म्हणजे इन प्लेस इन पर्सन व्हर्च्युअली ऑर्गनाईज करतात मेडिकल जर्नलवर. त्याला नाही का फाउंड केलं होतं 1995 मध्ये राकेश अग्रवालजीने. त्याला मेंबरशिप आता तुम्ही बघितलं as of 2023 1915 members are there. Different countries, 92 countries are involved into it. So yachat, what are the intentions? Again, the intentions might be same: to improve the editorial standard, to promote the professionalism in medical editing for self-citation, educating people not to do self-regulation and so on, to encourage the research principles and practices. Okay, so different तुमच्याकडे असेल बॉडीज लाईक कोप आहे, तुमच्याकडे डायरेक्टरी ऑफ ओपन ऍक्सेस जर्नल्स आहे, DOAJ. That is also an affiliated where you follow the ethical part. There is an OASPI, that is Open Access Scholarly Publication Association. You have that is, I have already told you about the WAM, and different things are there which you can go and use on it. Okay. एक मिनिट. त्यानंतर नेक्स्ट आपण टाकूया कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. अगेन इट्स इम्पॉर्टंट. आय हॅव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू अबाउट इट. लेट्स गो अँड टेक सम अदर पार्ट ऑफ इट. सो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट समजलं आहे, त्याला एक्झाम्पल मधून समजूया. नेपोटिझम, व्हेरी कॉमन अँड व्हेरी पॉप्युलर वर्ड, करेक्ट? We have seen in the Bollywood it was used, so it should not be there. Now, for example, if I am a member, I am an editorial member, I will make my family members as a close and family members as a member of it. It should not be there. Please remember, self-dealing should not be there. When someone acts in their own interest rather than the interest of organization is also criminal activity. So whenever it is, for example, it happens most of the time. People do. So public sector मध्ये judge must be rescue themselves. एक्झाम्पल दिलं त्याच्या कसं तुम्ही करू शकता, प्रायव्हेट बिझनेस मध्ये कसं होईल. तर हे काही नाही का कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट आहे, त्याला समजणे आणि त्याला यूज करणे खूप आवश्यक आहे. ओके. एक पुन्हा एक स्लाइड आहे ते संपवतो आणि आपलं टॉक इथं संपूया. वी टॉक्ड अबाउट द प्रेडेटरी जर्नल्स. So there are a lot of journals came as a fake journals or clone journal. Okay, that you please have to clear that you should not do. And how to identify the fake or the paid journal or a clone journal? Number one, when someone want to go and make money by the publication, when people don't bother about the quality of the content and they want to publish, when they don't want to follow any standards and they accept the papers directly. Fake advertisement, false claiming about the indexing also leads to it. That is there, that we have to avoid. Okay, जाता जाता तुम्हाला याच्यावर एक दोन पुन्हा वेबसाईट सांगून जातो आणि मग आपण आपलं सेशन इथं थांबवूया. Just a minute, let me start my part. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
So how to go and search for the clone and the fake journals? Some website I have already told, some I'm going to tell you. First, you can go and if you want to go really see the SCI websites or the Scopus indexing, SCI Mago JR, that you can go and take. I'm just pasting the link to you, all of you. This website, when you put the name, you will get the journal detail. Okay. I will just put one of the random number because if I take it will increase our session. There is some journal is given. Actually, earlier with this name, let me open it. I can try to give you the example. I just copied this part and see it is showing index. Its coverage was actually stopped in 2021. And when the coverage stopped, and if somebody go and want to claim that they are still accepting the paper, you have to be very cautious why and how the people are going to get that. I'm posting it. You may see. Got it? This one. Name is looking fine. Exactly the same name. Are you able to see here?
Yes, sir.
Clear? And when you see, you will find that the Scopus citation indexing goes somewhere and the site. And when actually you can see this is a Chinese site. Okay, this is one. Second, what you can go and do, second website is you can go to Scopus itself. When you go to the Scopus, when you create your account after that, when you sign in, after sign in, you have to sign with your email. Continue. Password already I have saved. So I got my dashboard page. And now if I want to search someone, I can search by author. I can see, or else if I want to search the sources to check whether the particular thing is available or not, I can search with title. Go and click on it and try to search with the title what you find, whether it is Scopus index or not, that you can see. See here it got. So somewhere clone means what? Actual site is also there and clone site is there. So if I want to verify whether this site is that or not, you click here and you see where you are redirecting. Now this is something very interesting. I hope everyone is able to see my entire screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now what you find, see, this person is also claiming that this is the site. It is asking for publication article. It talks about it. And here also you get some Chinese site. So in that way, we have to ensure. And when you verified with this one site, SGI Mago, you will understand that this journals, no update available from 2021. We are in 2023. So what has happened between these 2 years is something not known. This way, we can stop ourselves for any fraud. And very importantly, when you go with this Unipune, that is what we call UGC Care, right? UGC Care, you will get the site. This one, that is Consortium. We have the academic and the research ethics is there. Again, you can, when you create a login, you can actually get the entire information of the journal, which are acceptable, which is actually in the UGC Care, which is not in the UGC Care, and so on. You can also get some list which are cloned. See here, list of cloned UGC Care journal, group 1, group 2, all will get. So there is some category based on the groups are divided. Scopus databases are there. Some Web of Science citation web are there that you can go and see. And you can search easily. It's not a tough job to search. So there is a quick search is available. You can go and you can click on search and you can mention. So in this way, you will actually try to ensure that you are not getting trapped from any of the fake promises. These all things are only came. There is no journal, it is counting. So they don't count also here. You can either go by the ISSN number. So for ISSN, let me just copy of the ISSN I can get. Okay, at least from here. Here it is showing. It might be possible that they might have not included, but at least we can go and get some information. In UGC care, our body might have not included, so you can ignore that, but you can check simultaneously for all. Okay. So I guess I tried my level best to cover most of the important parts and the concept of it. We understand patriotism, we understand what is misconduct, how the authorities, how the appeal should be made, what is the publication ethic, what is authorship and event and all. This is all from my side. And I feel I tried my level best to give some of the information. The main intention was not only to teach you what is there in your syllabus part. Apart from that, I was actually ensuring that you must know some of the basic things as a researcher when you are pursuing your PhD, how the things you will improve and make yourself more what we call confident when you do something in your research part. Thank you. Thank you everyone for your very what we call consistent support and your very active participation. It's very hard to see this kind of a participation. It's excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Vishal.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you. Thank you, Vishal, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I must express my gratitude towards Dr. Ajay Kushwaha, sir, for sparing his valuable time and giving a very informative and very enthusiastic lecture, particularly which is very important topic related to the research student. Because all these research students, they are much more helpful for them to their research work while publishing their papers and all these things. So I express my gratitude towards Dr. Kushwaha, sir, on behalf of all the participants and on behalf of Research Committee Science College Nanded. Thank you very much, sir. And your help, we need your help in future also.
Yeah, sure, sir. And one more thing, I want all of you, suppose if anybody want to connect now, please try to establish the very important called as a collaboration or a network. See, I don't know, your Marathi accent is also good. Oh, thank you very much. Actually, it's almost more than 6 years happened, ma'am. So it's very difficult. I'm very fortunate that I got a chance to speak something in word in Marathi. It's really difficult to get chance outside Maharashtra, but when people are there from Maharashtra, I really try my level best. I'm not actually much very fluent in Marathi, so that's what. But yeah, please try to go and create your LinkedIn profile. It's very important. Twitter and LinkedIn. Twitter, people feel that it is only to send some tweet and all, but there you will connect with a lot of people. And LinkedIn is 100% a professional website where you will not only connect, but you will have a group of network of people. There are a lot of people who are always ready to help you on Twitter on your subject matter expert. And you know one thing, most of the people do free. They don't even charge a single penny. But you please try to make a network. Try to connect with me anytime. If any help is possible, I will always available, because that I feel that even if I'm not knowing with that subject, we'll learn and we can do better into it. That's it. Thank you and have a great day. Namaste to all.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And I think if students, if you have any queries, you are feel free to ask.
Yeah, please. I can spare another 2-3 minutes if anybody have any questions. We can take and then we can leave for the day.
Yes. And one more request, sir. I think you are a host now. Please make me a host so that I will handle all the other sessions.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I was not aware that I have become host.
Actually, due to internet issue.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Now you are host, sir.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
So, sir, if there are no questions, can I leave?
Yes, sir. So thank you very much, sir. And we are must be in association with next programs also.
Definitely. I would like to see you all in person also, if possible, and we can have a lot of wonderful things in near future. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Namaste to all.
Hello. So, dear participants, we have also our next session. I think 1:23. So it is very less time. I will call the next guest. Dr. Mohsina ma'am is our next guest. So just please be here. I will just update it. So, dear participants, I think ma'am need more time. So it is very less time that only half an hour is remaining. So ma'am said that she will continue on tomorrow for 2 hours. So I think we will stop here. We will meet at our next session at 3 p.m. Right? And I request all the participants, please, submit your assignments, because lot of students, they doesn't submit their assignment till now. अजूनपर्यंत खूप साऱ्या विद्यार्थ्यांनी असाइनमेंट सबमिट केलेले नाहीये. प्लीज ते असाइनमेंट सबमिट करा. काय डिफिकल्ट असतील तर आता विचारा. आता वेळ आहे आपल्याकडे 5-1 मिनिट. मी मला विचारू शकता. येस, हा बोला. आवाज येत नाही तुमचा, सातून करा.
संडेला सेमिनार ठेवले का सर आपण?
संडेला सेमिनार ठेवले, पण काय आपल्याकडे आता कमी टाइम आहे, त्यामुळे बहुतेक उद्या आपले 2 सेशन 2 लेक्चर्स ठेवू आपण, आणि नंतर दुपारच्या वेळेस आपण सेमिनार घेणार आहोत. तर तुम्ही सेमिनारची प्रिपरेशन करा, तयारी करा.
ओके सर.
सेमिनार्स तर कंपल्सरी आहेत, प्लस तुम्हाला रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट प्रपोजल पण सबमिट करायचं आहे. सगळे असाइनमेंट्स तुम्हाला सबमिट करायचे आहेत. विदाऊट त्या तुम्हाला सर्टिफिकेट भेटणार नाही कोर्स कम्प्लिकेशनचं, आणि तुमचा अटेंडन्स सुद्धा महत्वाचा आहे. तुम्हाला काही डिफिकल्टीज असतील तर विचारू शकता. येस, येस, इफ यू एनी डिफिकल्टीज प्लीज आस्क. विचारा.
सर सेमिनार ऑनलाईन राहील का?
सेमिनार ऑनलाईन राहतील. ऑनलाईन पाहू आपण कसं शक्य होते, पण ऑनलाईन घेण्याचा आपण प्रयत्न करू. कारण काय, जर आपल्याला आता कमी वेळात जे पॉइंट्स राहिलेले आहेत ते आपण कंप्लीट करणार आहोत, तर ऑलमोस्ट बहुतेक तुमचा रिसर्च पब्लिकेशन इथिक्सचे 4 युनिट तर संपलेत, फक्त 5वं युनिट राहिलंय, तर ते मोहसिना मॅडम आणि बेग सर कंप्लीट करणार आहेत. आणि रिसर्च मेथोडॉलॉजीचा मोस्ट ऑफ द पार्ट नियर अबाउट संपलेला आहे. कॉम्प्युटर ऍप्लिकेशन तर संपलंच, फक्त रिसर्च मेथोडॉलॉजीचा जो काही पार्ट राहिला तो आपण नेक्स्ट लेक्चर्स मध्ये कंप्लीट करू. डॉक्टर गिनगिने सर विल कंप्लीट ऑल द पोर्शन्स अँड ऑल अदर गेस्ट आर ऑल्सो देअर. आणखी काही टॉपिक राहिला असेल तर तुम्ही मला आज किंवा उद्या सांगा, म्हणजे मी त्यानुसार तुम्हाला परवाचे 2 दिवस आपल्याकडे आहेत, कारण नंतर 13ला आपलं व्हॅलिडिटी फंक्शन आहे. त्याच्या आधी जर तुमचा जर सिलेबस कोणताही पोर्शन राहत असेल तुम्ही मला सांगा की हा राहिलाय, आणि त्याच्यानंतर इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर मी टू अरेंज और ऑर्गनाइज द लेक्चर्स. So I think I have tried my level best to complete most of the syllabus. Computer application तर आपला पूर्ण कंप्लीट संपलाय, आणि रिसर्च पब्लिकेशन इथिक्स पण नियर अबाउट सगळा संपलाय. फक्त 5वं युनिट राहिलंय, तर ते 5वं युनिट आपण सर आणि मॅडम कंप्लीट करतील, बेग सर आणि मोहसिना मॅडम. फक्त जे आहे रिसर्च मेथोडॉलॉजी मधले पॅचेस झालेले आहेत, त्यामधला जर काही एखादा पोर्शन राहिला असेल तर तुम्ही मला सांगू शकता. येस, for seminar it is mostly we will conduct the seminars for online mode only, and we are giving 5 minutes to the seminars. So you have to prepare PowerPoint presentation for the seminars, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. और कुछ है difficulties? Yes.
सर कल से सेमिनार होंगे ना?
हाँ, कल से सेमिनार होंगे।
तो सर मतलब आप नेम बोलोगे या फिर मतलब हम जो प्रिपेयर है वो प्रेजेंट करें?
नहीं, मैं नेम बोलूंगा।
ओके।
अगर जिनको पहले देना है वो मुझे चैट बॉक्स में मेल करो या मुझे व्हाट्सएप करो, मैं वैसा नेम देता, लेकिन इट इज प्रेफर दैट आई शुड कॉल यू रैंडमली।
ओके सर।
Yes, if the assignment is after submission, it is shown handed in, then it is submitted. Suraj, जर असाइनमेंट सबमिट करताना केल्यानंतर हँडेड इन हा शब्द येत असेल तर म्हणजे तुम्ही ते सबमिट केलेलं आहे। जाधव PS काय रिपीट करायचं ते सांगा। जाधव PS सेमिनार्स च्या बद्दल बोलत होतो आपण। सेमिनार्स तुमचे होणार आहेत आणि सेमिनार्स मध्ये मी रॅन्डमली नावं घेईन, तुम्ही प्रिपेअर राहा। ज्यांचं नाव घेतलं त्यांनी सेमिनार स्टार्ट करायचं आहे। ओके, for your seminars you have to prepare 5 minutes. You have to prepare topic of seminar. You choose the topic of seminar from all 3 papers, whatever you want. It is the choice of yours.
Sir, any topic from the any paper, na?
Yeah, any topic from any paper. Either you choose from computer application, either you choose from research methodology, or third paper, that is research publication in links. Only one topic which is for only 5 minutes.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So it is your choice.
Yeah, fine, sir. Thank you.
Again, any queries? आहे का काही डिफिकल्टीज असतील तर सांगा। Yes. If queries are not there, we will stop here and we will meet at 3 p.m. Yes.
Okay, sir.
At 3 p.m. We have session with Dr. Kishore sir of Chandrapur. That session will also be very important session. ते पण खूप छान तुम्हाला सांगणार आहे, त्यामुळे ते सेशन पण मिस करू नका। ओके, सो आय थिंक सेमिनार डेट तुम्हाला सांगितले ना। सेमिनार डेट उद्या सेमिनार आहे, उद्या। आय विल टेक युअर सेमिनार ऑन कमिंग संडे, दॅट इज ऑन टुमॉरो इन आफ्टरनून सेशन। ओके, सो यू मस्ट प्रिपेअर। जितक्या लोकांचे आफ्टरनून सेशन मध्ये होतील तितके होतील। नंतरचे जिथं जिथं आपल्याला गॅप भेटेल त्यावेळेस आपण सेमिनार घेऊ। नंतरच्या हे 2-3 दिवस जिथं कुठं आपल्याला टाइम मिळेल त्यावेळेस आपण सेमिनार्स घेणार। ओके
Okay, sir.
ओके, सो आय थिंक वी विल स्टॉप हियर. We will meet at 3 p.m. Right?
Thank you, sir.